that salad. I forgot the croutons though. That's the only thing I regret, is forgetting the croutons. I'm trying to just make sure all the fucking dressing gets into every part, because I hate when the salad be dry at the bottom. But I could have layered the fucking dressing. I hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's well. Ooh. Bitch, I'm starving. I know. How are you? How is your night going? I hope all is well. Oh my god. Bitch, the fried chicken on this salad, it's so fucking good. And I got the fucking tropical fucking tomatoes. But yeah, no, I wanted to come back and have dinner with y'all. I like went to sleep in the middle of the day. And low-key, I'm trying to work the night shift, so I'm trying to just get myself on like a night schedule, just so that when I do get my job, it won't be crazy. Ooh, what you about to eat? I'm gonna be so for real. If I had some good ass bread, I would have just made a fucking sandwich with the chicken. Like, I'm doing this because I do not be eating enough veggies. I really fucking don't. And it's not because I don't want to eat a lot of veggies. It's just like, ugh, like cooking vegetables be so fucking extra. I be trying to sneak them in. But I'm glad that I took time to make myself this salad in this hotel room. It feels really special. Word true. Shout out to Plant Life. Oxtails, damn bitch with the broad beans, let me know. Nima, I hope you're doing well. Listen, I got like 3 different types of lettuce in here. I've got some tomato, I've got some fried chicken, I've got some broccoli, some red onion, and some Caesar dressing. The salad's so good. I'm super fucking grateful that I get to eat fucking food that's fresh. Cause I'm gonna be so fucking for real, bitch. It's the way. The other day we had a hamburger and it was so fucking good. But it's the way that fucking fast food costs so much more money now. I'm doing my best. I'm definitely doing my best. I think I told y'all before, in the last live, like I had extra days to move out, but I was still there when the cops came. And Dane's mom helped us pack, which I wasn't expecting. It was wild. Like, she came through with her braid out. Like, she had her hair in like a couple like little baby braids, and she was just throwing shit in the van. I really appreciated her for that. I didn't expect that. Oh, nah, there's fried chicken on here. Nah, I just blew on it, bitch. That's how high I am. I thought I was blew on this fucking salad. Ah! My gender is that and bitch. It might not be clear for some people, and that's okay. I'm not tripping about it. I don't care what's in my pants. I care what's more in my heart. Mm. You know what my favorite thing about eating a salad on live is? Nobody can fat shame me and tell me to eat a salad right now. Then you can say any other fat joke you want, but you cannot be like, eat a salad, bitch. I am. And a fruit salad. I'm eating multiple salads. I'm just so fucking grateful that I get to eat this food because I want to think about, like, in the last 24 hours, what I've actually eaten. A hamburger, a few french fries, a soda, a yogurt. So yeah, I've not been really good at eating, honestly, which is unfortunate, you know, because I fucking love to eat. Food is so great. But because I have not been eating for real, I have to eat like mad fucking healthy shit right now. Because my body is like, what's going on? I love eating goat. Curry goat's good as hell. No, I'm screaming. Not to be slurping the lettuce, bitch. You funny as hell. I love you. Listen, if there wasn't fried chicken on this and mad dressing, I would really not be even bothering with this shit. I just wanted something really wet and creamy and fried chicken. And I knew that if I didn't eat this lettuce, I would feel really bad. Like, I really am shaming myself right now. Because it's like, I'm only eating this because it's like literally drenched in fucking sauce and fucking fried chicken. Because like everything else, it looks great. But I'm fucking starving. Like, I'm so hungry. And I wish that I just had like a giant piece of bread. I just wish I had pizza. Like, I was about to describe a pizza to you. Like, I literally was like a piece of bread with a lot of cheese on it and sauce. Woo. I fucking love this. Ooh, a lemon Caesar on the side of pizza. That's clever. You went to Burger King? Oh my god. But for what though? For a burger? I'm crying. Jeff, I hear you, but like that's not how life works. Like, think about it. When we're inside of our mom's belly, like we literally can hear our mom. We literally can hear like the world around us. Like, hearing the thoughts of others, it's something that we're doing literally before we're actually alive. Like, or rather present in this earthly realm. So I think it's a real thing. Thank you, Snooks. Unfortunately, it's not. Man, I really hate when fat phobes start talking. Because y'all just be saying anything. Like, how the fuck can a salad be the same equivalent to a pizza? Like, y'all really don't be thinking about what y'all say. Y'all just be typing. Like, they gotta really... I don't know how they gonna regulate it. But some of y'all gotta be able to pass certain tests before y'all get up on the internet. Like... Are you a fat phobe? Like, I wish they would just be like, do you like to make fun of fat people online? All right, you don't need to be on here. The dressing is not the same as eating bread. It's just really not. It's just really not. And 3 chicken tenders spread out over this big of a salad. The majority of this is veggies. It's not anywhere close to a damn piece of pizza. Like, y'all just be spreading misinformation for nothing. For nothing. I'm crying. Yeah, no, I'm just really grateful. Again, if I added a lot of dressing, there'd be dressing all the way down to the damn bottom. And there's literally dry lettuce in here. Like, this is me trying to let y'all know. I put a lot of dressing in there because there's a lot of salad in here. Salad that's dry. So, wow. I just didn't want to have a bald-headed ass salad, but it's okay. It's all right. It's a good thing I made this salad for me to eat and enjoy, not you. Oh no. I don't want to lose weight. I'm not eating this salad for weight loss. I'm eating this salad because it's the easiest thing to eat for me right now. That's literally it. But I just need y'all to know, like, it's okay if we're fat. There are fat people existing, and we're worthy of existing. Us eating salads isn't an indicator that we want to lose weight. It just means that we have some salad. I know some of y'all really think all fat people hate ourselves, but we don't. There are a lot of fat people out here who have a healthy desire for food. We love food. We're happy with it. We're happy with our fat bodies. We think that we're cute. We like ourselves. And unfortunately, again, thinking fatness is a sign of disease or dishealth, unfortunate. It shows a lack of information. No, it's fine. I don't mind being the fat person that tells you you're wrong. I really don't mind. It's actually okay. But again, the ways that thin people really think like all fat people feel the same way about our bodies, I think it's really a projection. Don't you think? The way that thin people talk to fat people, it's almost as if you have poor self-image. It's almost as if you don't want to be a fat person. So don't be fat. Leave us alone though. There are naturally fat people. It's unfortunate that you haven't met any, but you did today. I'm a naturally fat person. I've been fat my entire life. I didn't do anything different to be fat. I just am fat. I've lost weight, sure. Never been skinny. That's okay. You said there's no thin people in the chat. We don't know that. You saying that Lizzo's losing weight is fucked up for several reasons, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I care. So first of all, Lizzo is a fat black femme who does not exist for all fat black femmes to emulate or be like. It's really depersonalizing when you point out someone who's fat and non-white and say, oh, this fat and non-white person's losing weight. Lizzo decided to create music while knowing full well that she deserves respect and kindness while being a fat person. Her losing weight doesn't change that. Her becoming a smaller person doesn't change that. In fact, while she loses weight, it would be super awesome if she maintained her body positive mantra, but she honestly doesn't exist to be a spokeswoman or a spokesperson for fat people. So let's just be candid. Let's just be candid that like we don't like Lizzo when we're talking about her like that. We don't care about Lizzo when we're comparing other people to her. We're just using her just like South Park used her. There's no need to do that. Lizzo is on a health journey for herself and we're happy for her. But we can't compare us to Lizzo. Like we're not all Lizzo. I don't know why. Sometimes I be really giving y'all some time and then y'all just lose y'all shit. But it's okay. I'm gonna enjoy my motherfucking salad. Yes, I am hunting out the pieces of broccoli and fried chicken. Indeed I am. Indeed I am. Because I feel like the broccoli is probably like the most important thing for me to eat out of here. I feel like that's what I know is gonna get ate up. This live is so wild. I low-key knew, like, as soon as I sat down with the salad, I'm like, they're about to drag me. They're gonna drag me for being fat and having access to vegetables. I already knew. I knew it will come to this. Y'all head about to explode. Now, if I come up here with a burger, watch me go viral for no fucking reason. The fried chicken is really making this shit bust. Oh my god. I might even, yeah, I'm gonna eat this little tomato with this fried chicken. Yes, yo, oxtail sounds so fucking good. Listen, the mods went to sleep. It's okay. Wait, Rain's here. Thank you, Rain. Absolutely, I fucking love fried chicken. It's so yummy. I'm so glad we get to live in a universe that has fried chicken. I'm so grateful. Thank you, ancestors. Yup, I'm looking for more fried chicken. I'm gonna be so fucking for real. I'm just dead at the way I'm coming through this fucking salad. It's hilarious to me. Ooh, I've never had birria before. I did have some watermelon. I had birria, I had watermelon earlier. It was so good. Really? Okay, so I need to get some birria. I'm gonna plot on it. Oh, I already ate it. I ate the watermelon earlier. It was just slices. I do not want to lose fat. I'm happy that I found it. I'm happy I found fatness. I'm happy it's found me. I'm okay being a fat bitch. It's okay. It's alright. We're gonna be okay. Whoa. I like really forgot how bad fat phobia is getting right now. Like low key, bitch, like the fat phobia is out of control. And the Ozempic, the lipo, sidebar, did anybody watch Love is Blind at any point? Oh, I'm at a fucking hotel room. Actually, non-playable character, it's okay. Oh no, it is fat phobia. It's okay. They created a term for what y'all are up to. It's called fat phobia. You can read about your behavior. How exciting. I do care. I do read tarot cards, Joe. You're so funny. They're sitting right the fuck here. I'm fucking crying. Yo. My name is Obisha. Please call me Obisha. It's not obese. It's Obisha. Professional victim. I should get a card. My health is not your business, is what I'm saying. You would never be able to touch me, non-player character. You'd actually never be able to come near me. I'd actually be calling for the nurse. I know, right? Thank you, Rez. I know, I'm so beautiful. I know, they're so sick. They're so sick. They're so sick. Now, come with me. Excuse me, for me to have my night smoke because this is the last one before I have to, like, for real go to the fuck. Well, I'm not gonna go to bed. I'm gonna take a shower. Actually, I'm gonna take a bath, bitch. The bathtub is big enough for my fat ass, which is so fucking exciting. I love it. As a fat bitch, you already know. Oh, damn. Not about to break this fucking chair trying to turn it right now. Ah! Oh, no. I'm gonna wear my fucking blue sweater because it's a little warmer. Why am I in the hotel? Because these hoes tell. I'm telling you. Oh, I definitely ate, babe. Definitely ate. Definitely ate. Looking cute as fuck. Honestly, it's hard being an angel, but somebody gotta do it. Anyways, let me see. Where the fuck is my Alright, sit here. You know what's my favorite part? You chose to click on my picture. Like, you chose me. Like, even if you're trying to be mean to me, like, you picked me, babe. Like, you picked me out of all the people to scroll on. Ooh. Ooh, I'm taking up all of the screen on your phone. Hey, love, I hope you're doing well. But yeah, no, that's my favorite part is, like, y'all, like, literally clicked on my picture. You're obsessed with me. Look at all my fans. Oh my god. You're obsessed. I can tell. I can tell. Okay, but low-key though, for real, did anybody watch Love is Blind? Because, like, low-key I tried to binge it, and that shit was crazy. Like, I don't know if anybody goes on the Reddit, the Love is Blind Reddit. They're literally boycotting the show. They're saying that it's unsafe for women. That's why I'm asking. Oh. Bye. Nobody was, like, showing their titties to you. It is cold. It's a chilly night. It's pretty chilly. What are we smoking? I rolled up some weed with some rose petals in it. So, we're about to just go down there and blow it down. But yeah, that's it. Ooh, I almost put on my little winter coat, but it's not that fucking cold. I don't want y'all to think it's that cold out here. It's this cold. It's fucking a jacket and a hoodie cold. It's like if you watch the movie Hocus Pocus, it's that kind of cold. You know what I mean? Okay. No, I'm from Connecticut. Rez, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Have a grande day. Damn, am I gonna put on sweatpants? Oh, I fucking hate wearing these sweatpants. They're so not comfortable. But it's either that or some like poom poom shorts, and I don't know, bitch. I feel like a couple people wanted to ask me to come to their room when I was wearing my little poom pooms out there before, so I need to calm down because I ain't working. I ain't working this hotel. You feel me? I ain't selling cat right now. You said it's perfect weather, cold. I'm crying. I'm crying. Y'all pray for me because I fucking hate these sweatpants so fucking much. I fucking hate them. I just feel like they're not like enough sweatpants. Like I feel like they fit my pooch, but my butt be hanging out. Damn, now I lost my weed. I dropped my weed. 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 Damn. My son. Oh. Oh. Sorry. I'm a whole fool. Where the fuck? Like, do I drink a lemon tea? Do I drink a drink? To be honest, I need just some fucking hot ginger water with some lemon in it. Badly. Yeah, you're right. You're right. You are right. I packed a fork and a knife. Love, go take care of yourself. Like, let the, oh my God. Oh my God. And I knew something was off about these lemons. I knew something was off. Fuck, I hope the other one's not like this. Damn. That sucks. Fuck. This is so fucking depressing. And then this one's fine. Damn you, zombie bitch. I gotta bring you back as evidence. Fuck. I hate this. I hate that. Cause that motherfucker was 150. So yeah, we bringing it back. Certainly are. My God, bitch, I am so torn right now. We're just going through way too much, you guys. We're going through way too much. There's some ginger paste. Yes, I'm putting ginger paste with the lemon. Certainly am. No, I know. That's why I hate these sweatpants. But I don't give a fuck. I don't care how anyone sees me right now. I'm giving sloppy, slovenly fat bitch. That's okay. I'm actually cool with that. I want people to leave me alone. Like, that's my energy. Like, please leave me. I'm just making a lemon ginger tea at this hospital. I want to put some honey in it. Hold up. Ginger. But no, thank you for loving me. Thank you for telling me about my cookies being out. Oh shit. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Oh damn. I'm gonna have my little sticker out. Okay, for like 1 second I thought I had my shit inside out. Oh my God. Yo, get a life. Like, imagine talking about Donald Trump like we give a fuck. Like, imagine. Imagine. I'm crying. It wasn't even the cookie. It was like the little tag of my my swim bottoms. Shit tastes so fucking good. Weird. Now let's go get some hot water. But yeah, I can't believe that I found a rotten lemon. I haven't had a rotten lemon. I've never seen that. For like 1 second, I was like, maybe it was like one of those like raspberry lemons. But I don't think they make those. I don't think there's a lemon that has like, maybe I'm wrong. I'm literally just making, not that's enough honey. Why? Get off me. Exactly, as you should. Why would you do less honey? What? Huh? Hell no. It just tastes so amazing. And then on top of it, like, whenever you get, like, really good honey, which, like, that's some super good honey, it's just like, ugh, it tastes so fucking good. It tastes better than, like, any sugar I've ever had in my whole life. I'm so grateful. But yeah, let's go. I'm fucking crying. Y'all are really fun. It's like crazy hot in here. Like, that's one thing I don't like about being in Michigan, is every place that has people living in it or staying for an extended period of time, once it gets cold, it is like fucking 80 degrees minimum anywhere. What is freak sauce? Can you tell us more? Because it might be. I'm not voting. I don't see the point. They're both awful. So when y'all are ready to mob up and like do something, like let me know. Like call me when y'all are ready to do some shit. But I'm not voting. It seems stupid. To me. It don't gotta be that to you. But I'm not about to vote between a piece of dookie and a piece of dookie. I'm straight. Like, we're not kicking no cans. And we're not gaslighting black people about who black. We're not doing that. So what's up? What's next? You know? We're in a very interesting time in history. So it's important to pay attention. It's all right to not vote. Yup. The voice is deep and the pussy is pretty. What's next? What we gonna do next? But yeah, no. Fuck Kamala. And fuck Trump. Both of them. Ew. Like, they're gross. Like, Kamala literally trying to bank on the fact that we in between a rock and a hard place, not realizing that most motherfuckers that know anything about fucking the voting situation, it's not down to us. Like, it don't, like, at this point, most motherfuckers do not care about the performance of and the pageantry of presidency. After Barack Obama, it was very clear what time it was. That's all I'm gonna say. Notice that I licked some of the honey jar and someone just said that I ate a lot of honey. I gotta go. I gotta go. Black people just be trying to be sexual and weird. Any fucking ways. All I know is I'm having a good day. They're sexy, honey. Please do not call me Honey Bun. I appreciate you for wanting to call me a nickname though. But Honey Bun not gonna work. I appreciate though. Oh my god. This tastes so fucking good. Oh. Oh, I love ginger and lemon together. They're so good, but ginger, lemon, and honey. I can't wait to take this bath, bitch. I'ma wash everything. Not the honey pack. Y'all are funny as fuck. Bitch, I didn't know people was really using them, bitch. Somebody bought a honey pack like the other day. I'm not gonna say who, but I was like, wait, that's real. I thought it was a meme. I did not thought honey pack was a meme, bitch. I did not know it was real. Ooh, Jesus. Bitch, I don't know. I still don't know. I must have been laughing too much. Nah, yeah, bitch, I'm crying. Well, I'll get back to y'all, cause I was roasting too bad, like, for it to even to be a thing that was happening. I was just like, wait, cause I'm just like, I don't know, bitch. I feel like I've seen like all types of stuff at the gas station counter. People are really weird. Like, I'm crying. Like, is that like the new troll? Is to like just like mass post about fucking a minor? That is so weird. Whoa. We're just living in the wildest time. Like, the wildest timeline. It's been weird though. It's been weird. But I think, I don't know, did anybody watch the Shani video for like this week, the horoscope? It said Wednesday was gonna be wild, and like we are technically it is Sam Hain or whatever, meaning that like the veil between like the human world and like the spiritual world are like the veils are thin. And so some people are really acting out, but I also think it's, aren't we in the middle of like I want to say a Pisces moon? Pisces moon, bitch. Come on now. I'm crying. I'm crying. Nah, is it Pisces or Scorpio? I know it's Scorpio sun right now. Like right now we're in Scorpio season, but I don't know what the moon is. Crazy Craig, do you think I know? No, I don't. I really don't know. I'm shook. Nah, the messages are disappearing because we're deleting them because they're strange. But what was I taking to your 13-year-old brother? What was I taking to him? They keep copy and pasting that I'm taking something to their 13-year-old child. Right? They're saying that I'm taking something. I'm like, "What? What was I taking?" Crazy Craig, I don't disagree with you. I've never seen a bot post that ever before in my life. That's why I am continuously blocking them because I don't want them to keep posting that because it is weird and strange. But yeah, no. I'm crying. Y'all are funny as hell. What was I? Oh, now they finally fixed the typo. Notice that they finally changed. They finally fixed the typo. Now I'm talking to, but I used to be taking. I'm like, what? What? I'm crying. The thing that's wild to me is like it's multiple blocks. It's multiple blocks at this point, and they just keep saying the same thing, and it's like, what's the point of this? Again, I don't give a fuck about any of this. I'm literally just smoking my little night smoke, and I'm about to go. I was taking. Some of them are taking. Some of them are talking. No way to know. No way to know. Here's the thing. I feel like people just really are bored. Like we're in a loneliness pandemic. Like when you go live, like you're literally facing people who are stuck in their houses mostly. Most people are not going out having a good time. It's unfortunate. I know what that's like. So that's why I'm not even giving too much energy because I already know they're just trying to vampire off me. Like it's like if we're not gonna have a good convo, we're not gonna be laughing. I'm good. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like people are bored, but also like people are not giving. Hey, I'm glad, fireman. I know you're probably like lying, but I don't care. I don't care if you're lying. Word, it's not that cold outside. It's really not that cold. It's okay. Like I feel like I have the hoodie on just for the effect, just because I look cute as hell. That's really it. You know what I mean? You know when it's like time for to put on the hood. That's my energy. Oh my goodness. Home bro. Home bro. It's not about social media. It's not. Can't you see? It's colonization. Can't you see it's white supremacy? It's like none of y'all are doing anything wrong. None of y'all are doing too much or down bad or none of that. Like y'all are being colonized. We're not burnt out. We're colonized. Like that's the issue, y'all. We're being colonized. And so the loneliness pandemic is just people realizing that they can't spend their way out of this one. During the pandemic, people were spending their way out of being home. People did so much to make their home more comfortable during the pandemic, but nobody can handle isolation on this large scale. And so that's why people that go live, we're the targets. It just is what it is. Like, if we're not influencing, if we're not like doing a brand thing, like, we're just targets. It just is what it is. So that's why I'm not taking it too personal, because again, I consent to be live. I don't consent to talk about any and every motherfucking thing everybody want to talk about. But it is what it is. Word, have y'all heard about what's going on in Mexico City? I don't know if y'all watch Channel 5. I think I heard something about the Channel 5 dude. I think. But I think some people still be watching him every now and then. But in Mexico City, there's so many white people from America, which is really funny, because in America, white people is trying to get Mexican folks to stop coming up in here. But in Mexico having the same problem with white people. They asking white people to stop being there doing digital nomad shit. White people are doing work from home jobs and living in Mexico City, in the city, like living good as hell. CGTI grad, thank you for saying that. I'm fucking crying. No, Darren, colonizing is not the way of nature. Colonizing is not the way of nature. It's not. It's actually the opposite way of nature. Think about it. We don't know when the sun's coming up today. We don't know if any of the flowers in the pot in your mother's home are going to bloom today. We don't know when the moon is going to rise to the top of the sky. We don't know so many things about nature, and that is what's natural, is nature. Not living on a clock, staring at a clock, looking at a phone. This ain't how we were supposed to be. Much like people who are in prison and they're served a certain type of food, only allowed to do certain types of things, we're in the same kind of thing. Like, we're in a box within a box, babe. And if you can't see that right now, I understand. It's hard to see. But it gets easier to see when you think about when the last time it was that you actually woke up and could do whatever you wanted. The last time you woke up and you could just go to the store and get what you needed. Again, those things are not promised to us for a reason. We're supposed to be fighting each other. I hate to say this, but this time period in life, there's a reason why there's a war against people who are immigrating. There's a reason why there's a war against germs. Is all coming down to white supremacy. And until we actually hold white supremacy accountable, there's a lot of conversations we just cannot have. Like, until we're all on the same page around white supremacy, which that's why DEI failing, that's why a lot of these platforms, YouTube included, will not allow certain people to say certain things without the consequences being that you don't get to have as much as you need, or as much as you're putting back. You don't get back what you put into it if you do not say the right things. So I'm never, ever saying that I'm going to always say the right thing. What I'm saying is, the people that are being candid about white supremacy, colorism, anti-blackness, ableism, the hierarchy, the oppression of, being aware of oppression, like, until we can all hear those people. Nima, the luxury of getting groceries. Like, it's really sad, but it's like some of the things I picked up from just being poor, I have never needed more now. Like, some of the things that I just remember from being a very poor child, like, I need so bad right now, and I'm using every poor skill. Like, I am searching my childhood memories for ways that my mother made it through poverty in the 90s. and it's wild to see. Woo! I mean, nationalism is rising for a reason. You said depression era grandmother, babe, for real. It's the way I'm making all my tomato sauces. It's the way me and Dane were talking about making pasta together, and I'm like, listen, it makes sense. Fresh pasta is so good. It's so cheap. Yo, $100 is nothing, especially if you're buying healthy stuff. Like I bought a bunch of stuff from the organic grocery store because it's the closest one to the hotel, and it was crazy seeing that total, and we got nothing. We got fucking nothing. Like everything we got, like I don't want to devalue it, but it's like when I think of going grocery shopping, I think of getting like rice, eggs, meat, veggies, milks, drinks, snacks, pastas, herbs, fruit, flowers. Like I've been really trying to remind myself to buy myself flowers because I feel like that's something that I really underappreciated. And one thing that I recently learned is that rose petals have geranol in them, which is an anti-cancer. And so this whole time I've been putting rose petals in my smokes, not thinking, but I'm actually like doing a little bit of harm reduction with my zoots, which is really cute to like figure out because like I knew the rose was doing something, but I found out that it's actually an anti-cancer as well as a calming. The people telling me that smoking is bad for my health, I don't care. Have a good day. I'm crying at hash brown, honestly. Like the last time I bought potatoes, I felt like a fool because like they were so tiny and not that good. It just feels like we're in a dying empire and we're gonna have to go back to the land. As I keep saying, the future is indigenous. All of us living in houses, apartments, and shit. That is not about to be the case in 10 years. I don't think. I don't see it. And if we are in houses, we're gonna be living like fucking 4 people to 1 bedroom type shit. I just don't know why we have to focus on the things that people are doing that we don't do. If you don't smoke, why bother someone about smoking? If you don't eat meat, why bother someone about eating meat? Like, I just don't understand the point. Like, there's so much shit that I don't do. And because I don't do it, I don't talk to people about doing it. I have nothing to say to them. I don't do it. So I can't wrap my mind around like shaming people for some shit that I'm not doing. It's like, why do you even have an opinion? If you're not doing it, that's your opinion. You're not doing it. I think all trans people are trans people who will want to be called and named whatever they want to be called, and I think we should be respectful. Just like when you put on a suit and tie and you expect to be called sir because the performance of your masculine gender, I think it's okay for people to have desires as well. And that's the thing, like, coming together is why we're fighting, if that makes sense. Like, the internet was supposed to be what aligned us. The colonizer was supposed to get played out by fucking Uranus. Age of Aquarius was and is doing its job. It's a little bit slower than we want it to be, but I truly believe that the internet is why we're able to have so many more conversations. We were not always able to have as many conversations. Why you gonna put the evil eye on people and tell them to vote? That is so weird. Like, please don't invoke spiritual energy with this voting situation. Please don't. Please don't. I'm not wise. I literally just be on the internet. Like, I think that if more people spent time on the internet and were like checking in with what other people were saying about stuff, people that are not looking like them, they would find that other people have feelings that are just as valid as you. Robin, you're really kind, but I'm not wise. I'm not special. I'm not anything. I'm just a bitch that knows that we all deserve to have fucking kindness. That's it. Damn, bitch, did I leave my other weed? I'm gonna be so sad if I left my other weed. I definitely wanted to smoke two down here with you. It's not a big deal if I leave it, but I'm sad. But it's okay. I think they replaced the hot water, so I'm gonna get more of that. Um, Ooh, eggs Benedict and 2 hash browns. I hope you get it. I hope you get everything that you want, baby. Um, yeah, smoking does help people. For some of us, it's like regulating our fucking breathing. It's breath work for some of us. I know some people don't think like that. That's okay. Um, but yeah, let me go get some more hot water. I don't know if I need to smoke again. I might just run the bath. But I can't come out and smoke again. If I take that bath, I should just smoke again. Because then it's going to make the bath even more silly. Oh, damn, the hot water's not back. But tragic. Maybe it'll be back by the time I come back. Maybe. You said Kung Fu Master both. You're funny as hell. I didn't use my discount code. Dane took the point on this one. And he had a $150 credit from hotel.com. And so he said it only cost him $100 to pay for Tuesday to Friday, which is really cool. Because I'm gonna be real, moving into this house has been so silly, but I'm excited for our new life. I really hope things work out. But I'm also, there's a tiny part of me that's like, I don't know how long I'm gonna stay in Michigan if it doesn't. Because if it doesn't, I might go to Detroit, honestly. Like, if things don't work out between me and Dane, I think I'm gonna go to Detroit. And then from there, figure out where to go next. Right, so. I found the weed once. I'll find it again. I think. I found it immediately. I love that for me. Universe. Yeah, right? What if everything works out? I'm hoping so. This is why I also don't like these sweatpants, because they're so slidey. It's so annoying. But yeah. Goddamn sweatpants. Damn. I do not want to go back downstairs, but I know I do. I think what I really don't want to do is fucking take a bath. I really just want to go right to sleep, but I gotta wash my ass. I gotta do it. You're super sweet. I feel bleh. Man, that fried chicken was good as hell. Woo. Okay. What's my favorite food? Honestly, pasta. Pasta, Jamaican beef patties, cinnamon rolls. Ooh.
I'm so sorry. It like hit the button, the call button on the elevator.
So is it calling? Because that'll call the fire department out here. So is it calling somebody right now?
Yes. I am so sorry. I tried to get it to stop. I hit it again.
Hello? Hello? No, sorry, it was false alarm.
Let me out of here. Fuck. Fuck, and I'm sitting right in front of the damn door. I'm sorry, girl. Oh, she hates me. Oh. 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 Ah. Oh, shit. Now we called the fire department. No, I'm so, dude, my cheeks hurt from smiling. Like, I'm such an asshole. Fuck. I know she's telling her friends. I know I'm getting roasted in the group chat. Fuck. I'm deleting this live. I have to delete this live just for my own personal records of life and things I must delete. I must delete. Again, I didn't expect any of this to happen. Let's just pretend we didn't see any of this. Let's just move on. Let's try to have a different kind of night. Erica, supersonic head ass. Like, thank you for listening in to hear what was going on. I'm glad everyone has so much information. Love that. Love that. Still deleting the live. Still deleting the live. With that being named. Not she's. Stop. I'm smoking outside for a reason. It was an accident. I meant to just hit the bottom. My cheeks are literally hurting. They hurt so bad, you guys. Yo, I did not want to be perceived like a dumb bitch. She did say false alarm. I can confirm. Oh my god. Oh, she still sees me. Oh. Yeah, I'm deleting this live. Oh my god. I'm triggered. I'm triggered. No, I know. And like I'm hitting the button again, like thinking like everything's fine. And then of course I run away like a scared ass little bitch. Oh my god. Oh my god, not me dropping the cap of my fucking drink. Oh my god, everything. I can't even fucking drink. Yeah, no, I'm literally like looking out for her because I literally don't want her to like hate me for real. Like I'm just making sure that she can't see me doing anything else. No. No. My son. I can't believe I've done this. Yeah, no, I've just done too much tonight. Yeah, no, I stuck around so she could see the look on my face of like, you know. Oh yeah, no, it's legal to smoke weed here. But like I know she's like, bitch, I'm the night shift worker. I just need to keep it cute. Like, that's the thing. Like, she literally works my job. Like, this is what I used to do at night, is just make sure everything's Gucci. So I literally, like, probably did, like, fuck her up because she's like, bitch, I'm about to leave. Like, she gets off at probably 7. Not, don't delete this. Perhaps. Who knows? Like, you know how I be. I'd be like, I'm gonna delete the live, and the live just be up. I swear, I've deleted several lives, and like the YouTube algorithm was like, nah, keep this. And I'm like, what's going on? A little razzle dazzle. I'm crying. Rain, y'all are funny as hell. Rain and Nima, I'm crying. I'm crying. For anyone who's confused, I literally accidentally pushed the fire button on the elevator. It's like 4 o'clock in the fucking morning. I was just being Miley, bitch. And caught me slipping. So yeah. There's a nice little breeze coming through. My belly is hanging out and it feels really nice. So it's really not cold. It's just like Halloween weather, you know? It's that time of the year where you can really appreciate a hot cider. It's that time of the year when smoking outside looks really dramatic. I was just trying to see if you could see my breath. I'm just smoking a little spliffy on a little rose petal, little fresh tobacco, little, it's a mix. It's like Rainbow Runs, Los Muertos, and a little bit of this wedding mints. I'm crying. I mean, I have only smoked Reggie one time, and I was surprised. Like, I bought some weed from a dude, and the shit was brown, and I was shook as hell. You said you've been sober for 2 months. On purpose, or are you on probation? It's okay if so. I mean, I'm glad that she said false alarm for sure, but at the same time, like, my whole life flashed before my eyes. Like, when she was, like, saying, like, the fire department about to come, I'm like, the fire department? Huh. Huh. Ooh, Dom, I love to hear that. Pineapple Express, what time is it for you? That's a daytime strain. No, I would have been most hated in the hotel. It would have been Bad Girls Club style, beat down. Like, someone would have definitely just, like, dropped me. Like, I feel like I mean no shade when I say this, but, like, this isn't, like, the worst hotel I've ever stayed at. But it's, like, it's not crack, but it's definitely meth, if that makes sense. Like, meth lab. Like, good, honest meth people be here, you know? Get your voice up. That's not my fault, Ahmed. Figure it out. Oh, it's 9 a.m. Okay, I heard you. Not methany. But yeah, no, it's definitely, like, yo, low-key, though, the breakfast was lit. They got fucking the waffle irons out here, bitch. And fucking meat. They had sausage. I was shook. I was like, damn, bitch, I got sausage? I'm about to get me a waffle today for sure. Absolutely. I mean, I'm not trying to play games. No, meth with a career for sure. Like, everyone that's staying here is either like a medical patient or they work in the area, but they don't want to pay rent. So it's cheaper to stay here because they got a discount or some shit or something. Or they got a work discount because there's a lot of dudes here that, like, they're definitely, like, working in the oil rig or some shit, but, like, they're staying here, working out there. So, I don't know, bitch. One of them was cute as hell, but he looked like Abraham Lincoln a little bit. I just couldn't fuck with it. Like, he was cute, but it was a hint. I don't know who said this, but somebody meant to say hint, but they said hence, and they said it's a hence, and I was just like, I want to say it so bad. There was a hence of Abraham Lincoln. I'm not gonna make my ass clap. I'm so sorry. Yeah, no. Leave me alone. But yeah, no, I'm grateful that I'm here. Like, I don't know. Like, I just feel like I'm in like my era of like I'm grateful as fuck, but I'm also like learning my worth and setting my price. If that makes sense. Like, I'm setting my price. I'm setting my worth. I'm making sure that, I gotta come into the room like I fucking know, or else people they'll argue me down to my socks. So just trying to remember. Deveza, thank you for just being a bad bitch. Like, we love you and we appreciate you. Why am I smoking? Because I want to be high as hell.
Minor mistake.
That's the main reason why I smoke. To be high as hell. It's my main point. I also forgot that I posted my YouTube on Twitter, like, literally, like, hours ago. So I feel like a lot of the trolls are, like, from Twitter. This lemon ginger tea don't owe me nothing. But yeah, no, I think that could be why. Yeah, because low-key, somebody watched the video. I'm going to just tell this story again because it's so fucking stupid. But somebody left a comment the other night on one of my videos. It's a video that I recently made, a recent live that just has, like, the heart emoji, but it's, like, two hands making the heart. And it's a video where I have, like, black natural hair, and it's, like, pulled into, like, a puff. And I'm talking about how I was engaged to this Indian man because he wanted to have a green card wedding. And I'm trying to explain that he gave me a massage, and I'm like leaning into it and arching my back. And then out of nowhere, he's like opening my butthole and looking into my butthole. And I'm like getting weirded out. But at the same time, I have to fart, and I didn't realize. And so I farted into his head. And yes, he was my fiance. It's true. But at the same time, I knew we weren't going to get married. You know what I mean? Like, I knew, like, marriage was not on the table. I knew we weren't really going to get married. I thought he really had 20K, though. Not going to lie. And I did take him to the hair store. He got me a wig. He did take me to the grocery store, got me some groceries. Listen, if you don't want to hear my story, you can go. That's fine. This is a stream about nothing. But anyways, so like I said, I farted into his face. And I did not mean to. It was an accidental farting. Oh, bitch, I didn't mean to get them out of here. I meant to get you out of here. Let me unhide them. Can somebody unhide? Oh, no. We're just going to leave that. Yeah, we're gonna leave them. Sorry for hiding you, babe. I'm fucking crying. Thank you for loving the stories. I appreciate you. But yeah, like I said, I farted in this man's face. It was not on purpose. But after I farted in his face, this man pretended to die. He literally threw himself back. He literally threw, after I farted into his face, he threw himself onto the floor and did not move. And I'm not gonna lie, I was dying laughing at first. At first, I was like, oh, oh, ah, ah, ah. And I was mortified, obviously, because, like, I farted into his head. But then he laid there for an additional long ass time. And I started to get kind of worried because I was like, bitch, not you really died. So I'm literally trying to like see if he's good. And then he like scares me. And I'm like, girl. Wait, Rain. Wait, hold on. You farted as an attack? Or you farted as a preemptive shot? I'm not understanding all the way. I want to understand you. I want to understand you so bad. I'm trying to understand you. I'm trying to understand you. Please help me. All I'm going to say is, oh, you were about to eat and then there was a fart. Then you played dead. I'm dying. Listen, he played dead for so long, I got worried. I was like, babe, are you good? Because it's like, girl, I'm not calling the police about this. Like, I'm not calling an ambulance. Like, we're going to just roll you up in this carpet and we're going to just take you somewhere. Because there's no way you can't. I'm not calling the police so they can put me on a damn show on VH1 in the middle of the night. Craziest calls to the fucking 911. Fuck you. I'm not. Exactly. So I literally was like, bye. I said you had to go. So anyways, so afterwards, he was disgusted with me, but he was still trying to like get pussy, which was kind of crazy. It's like, I just feel like, no shade. But after that, if you don't marry me, this is a crazy story. Like, that's how I feel. I feel like if he would have married me, I would have never told this story. But because we didn't get married, I'm glad we didn't get married. I'm joking. I didn't want to marry this man. I wanted the $20,000. I'm going to be so fucking for real. Like, in my mind, I was just like, okay, whoa, like, this has changed my life. Like, I was like, I could buy land with this shit. I could fucking, start my tiny house village. Because that's really the goal. That's really the goal, is like, I want to be a part of like housing equality. But I think I should probably do some more research and talk to some people in the free territory, because at this point, I feel like I need to do some research. I need to do some reading. I need to do some work. Thank you, Shy. I need to definitely like connect with people who are already doing this shit, because like, I don't know where to begin. But I know that we should not be living under a system of white supremacy or money or time. Like, that shit's eviscerating, and there's so many of us who are dying from just being a part of this system. Like, just simply being in this system is killing us. And so I really want us to imagine and dream like what we could be doing instead. Like, imagine with me, please. I need this so bad. Like, imagine like we live on this large plot of land and there's apiaries in every corner. There's honey and we sell it and we make money and we care for the bees and we care for the land, and the bees reward us for caring for the land in the ways that we're supposed to care for the land. There's a well, there's multiple wells, probably will need multiple wells. There will be water. Like, hopefully we'll be like using fucking solar power and water power I'm hoping for this to not just be an isolated territory. I want this to be bigger than just one space, but I can only dream of one space right now, because if there's one space, there can be others. But there needs to be one space at least, and I know that some already exist, and that's why I'm saying what I'm saying. That like if I was able to like meet people in these like societies where like they've stopped working with money, where they've stopped saying where they stop saying that people only deserve housing if they can work. Where they stop saying people only deserve food if they work for it. Like, I'm just tired. I'm tired of living on a world, living in a planet where there's fruit and there's water and there's air and it's safe for us to be here in all of the galaxy. I'm so tired of operating like we have to be mining it and taking it over and colonizing it. Like, we don't need to do that. Like, there's so much here. There's so many species. I've never seen a fish tell another fish, hey, I got some water. I never seen it. And yet there are people that own water. There are people that own food. It's sick. It's like, this is why we're not blessed, bitch. Because there's people that are literally colonizing the land. Like, there are people that have stolen fucking cattle and put them in fucking cages and sell them to us in hamburgers and ground beef and empanadas and all types of shit. And we don't really think about what that does for them. Like, how do we give back to our cattle brother and cattle sister? You know what I mean? How do we give back to the shrimp ancestor? Like, how do we really make sure that their shit is good? We stay eating their asses up, wondering why we getting ate up now. That's all we produce is getting ate up. That's all this whole shit is about. Is consumption. That's why all these programs for green electricity is late, because they don't care about that. They're like, preserve the earth for what? They want to eat it all, not realizing that it's alive, just like us. Like, just like we're alive, the earth is alive. All the planets are alive. It's not some dead rock. It's just, it can't be. You know how you feel when you go outside in the forest. It can't be dead. It's wild. The ancients knew that. Okay, Davisa. Misty, thanks for being here. Alan Stone, I love you for sharing music with me too. I love Cat Stevens. I love y'all too. I hope y'all have a good day, for real. We just gotta win on the individual first. See, and that's not true. Like, I feel like the individual winning, like, I feel like there is a part of me that knows, like, being individually sovereign is important. True. But it's like, there's no way to divorce the individual from the collective. There's just no way. Like, if you don't have your needs met, we're all fucked up. And it's really unfortunate, because I think a lot of people think, like, when I'm good, I'll be able to help people. When none of us are good if you're not good. And I wonder how far we can go with that thought, you know, like, if you're being assaulted, like, and there's no way to protect you, like, are we safe? Are any of us safe if you're not safe? Like, that's what we need to think, like, if no man is listening to a woman, then, like, all men are unsafe just as well as all femmes. Like, I wish people saw it like that. Like, I've seen a lot of people recently, unfortunately, a lot of black folk being really transphobic. And it's like, y'all don't see the link between transphobia and white supremacy? And, like, how transphobia is seen as part of blackness. Like, so many things are part of blackness that I fear so many black folks are not aware of. Like, the concept of dirtiness and dirt is connected to blackness. It's fucked up. But white supremacy is insidious. And so there are so many ways that whiteness is protecting itself through rhetoric. And so even the conversation around quote unquote migrants, the conversation around who should be in this country and who shouldn't, it's a threat to all people of color. And yet there are so many people of color from America who dead ass think like, oh, if we just hate on these people, we'll be more American. I truly believe that's the whole point of all this shit, is to make people feel like they're real American, when it's like you don't want to really be a real American. Like you don't want to be that. Like we should just try to maintain our dignity as people who have been colonized, who are unlearning and dismantling the fucking colonization that's been fucking happening to us, versus trying to align with it at all. But where the fuck are we about to go? Like there's a part of me that's like, watch some black folk get deported just because that's who they're looking for. Like once they said Haiti, I fear there are deep dark skinned people who don't realize like they meant y'all. They didn't mean Haitians. They don't care about them being from Haiti. Like I wish people would hear like what's really being said. Like when people say Haiti, they mean black. When people say Detroit, they mean black. When people say Atlanta, they mean black. Like at this point, we have to hear shit. Shit, like at some point, shit got to be a dog whistle to you at some point. And it's unfortunate because again, white supremacy don't allow all black people to see this shit, because if you're a straight black person, why would you look very deeply into the anti-blackness of transphobia? I get it, like we are segregated in some ways, but people's hate for queer people is really a lot of times why they can't see that it's the same shit happening to them. It's just look different. And I really appreciate this black man did this video, and I'm gonna share it on my YouTube because I feel like this, it was something. It wasn't everything, it was something, but he was talking about this episode of Euphoria, and I've never seen Euphoria. I have no interest, no shade. I'm not obsessed with Zendaya like a lot of people are. I feel like it's so awkward because there's this conversation. I know I'm getting off topic. I'm gonna go back to it, but there's a convo about Zendaya being like one of the most Googled black women, and it's just like openly talks about being biracial. I'm not sure why people are doing this. I'm not sure why people are saying this, but I feel like it speaks to the one top rule and how there are so many biracial people who want to be seen as black. And so it just speaks to a gaslighting that is just profound. With that also being said, when you're a mixed person and you're candid about anti-blackness, I truly believe that is when you alert like everyone around you that you are not unaware of anti-blackness, and therefore I don't want to say it makes you a black person because that seems insane to say, but I truly believe talking about anti-blackness while mixed and putting yourself in perspective of anti-blackness does allow for the colonizer to start treating you a certain type of way, because there are moments where people are treating me one way, but when I break silence about white supremacy, anti-blackness, they start to hold me very differently. And I have to hold that, like, in that room, don't want to say I racialized myself, but there's a difference to saying to someone that you're mixed versus taking on that you are, not here for anti-blackness unfolding. Like, it's a different combo. Like, if someone's asking you what are you mixed with versus knowing for a fact that you have black ancestry, and knowing for a fact that you're not willing to be like anti-black with them, that you're not willing to be a participator of the harm doers, if that makes sense. And with that being said, I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm going through like the struggle of anti-blackness, that what I'm experiencing is the most struggle. Absolutely not. What I'm trying to offer is, here's the thing: being mixed and being black are two different things. There are mixed people who have black ancestry. There are mixed people who have black ancestors. There are mixed people who show up in the world and are read as black. They're still not black. And I think it's important for us as mixed people to be candid that we're not black, because then there would be other conversations that could unfold a little cleaner. And again, I mean no shade when I say this. When you're experiencing anti-blackness and you're not black, it is disorienting in a way that people are not talking about enough, because a lot of mixed people are flattening their blackness as a social construct, exactly, but it does hinge on phenotype, and blackness does not have many looks. Mixedness and whiteness have many looks. Blackness is not many looks. Unfortunately, because of the colonizer witnessing blackness in people in Africa on their own continent where they are predominantly deep dark skin. And one thing I want to hold is that most black people are deep dark skin. There are a lot of mixed people who are brown skin. There are a lot of black folk who are brown skin as well. But most black people are deep dark skin. And with that being said, this is not information I always had. I was raised by a white passing woman who was desperate to include herself in blackness. And because of that, I missed out on understanding myself as a mixed person. I saw myself for a long time as someone who had a mom that was black but looks white. And that's what I would tell people. My mom is black but she looks white. That's what I would say to account for my mother. At this point, I am now acknowledging I have a white mother and I have a black father. That is that. However, with that being said, I know some people are upset about this because we have been living under the one drop rule, and so unfortunately, there's this desire to make all people who have black ancestry be black, and we're not all black. Yeah, no, Kamala Harris is a whole mixed person. When you're a mixed person, you can be whole mixed person. You don't have to say that you're part this, part that. You're not a fraction. You're not a cookie. You're not a drink. And the idea that no one is black, I feel like that's taking it to the extreme. I think what we want to do is actually reprioritize blackness around deep dark skinned people to correct colorism and the one drop rule from harming black folk. So I just want to hold that, like, it's not an opinion that I'm having. I'm standing in solidarity with deep dark skinned black people who are no longer interested in mixed light skinned people being the forefront of the black community, and who are also not interested in sharing space with mixed people who are claiming blackness but who know good and goddamn well we have mixed ancestry. And unfortunately, I was one of those people. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I'm not trying to be antagonistic, but I do think that, like, there are people out there who want to be included in blackness because it is a benefit to them. And I think that that's an unfortunate thing to say, because I know that there are some people out there who are deep dark skin who are like, why would you want to be, why would you want to be connected to blackness when you have the chance to not be? That's not something I ever thought about as a mixed person. I held on to, and I feel like I'm glad that we're going here with this convo, because I thought about something I said a few weeks ago about anti-blackness, and just like how, like, when I understood like when I thought I understood that anti-blackness was constant harm, that my function in life as a black person was to be constantly talking about it. And at this point, I'm realizing that, like, the point of anti-blackness is to waste deep dark skinned people's time and to gaslight them into certain behavior, and then to demonize them for literally existing while being harmed. So at this point, I'm holding that, like, I'm not going through that. I'm not going through that kind of harm. I'm going through white people speculating on my financial experience. I'm living with white people assuming I am always poor and going through something bad. I am experiencing white people harming me because I'm being tokenized by them. They're also harming me the most. And so feeling safety around whiteness is another part of being taught. No, again, being taught to be safe around white people, to feel safe around white people. Again, I know some people don't want to hear what I'm saying because it implicates them and their family, but I think, like, if you take a moment and think about the people in your family, like the people that are lighter skin or white, and you think about the ways that, like, they treat deep dark skin people in your family, if that's the dynamic that you have, because I know there are some people in your family systems that are all the same tone. But one thing that I've been doing is just trying to remember, like, what was happening when I was a child, and I started noticing that, like, one of my uncles, who was like the one that looks the most black, was the one who was always in jail and never got his needs met and was always treated very poorly. And my mom was literally my grandfather's favorite, and he still didn't treat her very well. But my mom was never treated like how my uncle, who looks black, was treated. And the ways that, like, he would just kind of be a ghost in my childhood. And I'm talking to him now, and he's still going through a lot, but he's still in good spirits. And I remember telling him recently that, you know, even though as an adult I realized that he stole it, but I remember one morning, it was a Christmas morning, and we didn't have a lot of good Christmases when I was a kid, so I'll never forget this one. So he came over and he had a fucking Nintendo 64. And I remember, like, he had only one game for it, and it was like this Japanese. I'm sorry again. Have a good night. But yeah, he had a Nintendo 64 and this Japanese version of Mario Kart. And I remember going to play it, and the game was in fucking Japanese. Like, the game was literally in Japanese. Listen, I'm like only kind of shitty. I'm not completely shitty. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of shitty. And so I definitely pressed that fucking button. But I didn't run away. But no, hold on. Yaya said something and I like didn't see it. You said you're married to an African man born and raised in Africa to America that categorizes people by color versus nation is better outside. Listen, I hear you. I hear you for sure. But here's what I'll say. I feel like when you are from a colonized nation like America, you're going to use what they give you, you know? And not free Diddy if he's innocent. Oh my God. What the fuck? What the fuck? What in the fuck? What in the fuck? Woo! My God. Yeah, no. Anyways, but yeah, no, I feel like, as I was saying, I'm just trying to stand in solidarity with black folk. That's it. I'm not trying to be doing nothing else. And so, as far as I'm concerned, I can see from how people are responding that not everybody agrees, and that's okay. There's so many people out here talking about the one drop rule no longer being accepted. I don't expect anybody to just take my word for it. I'm not a black person. Why would you take a mixed person's retelling of what black folk are telling people online? You know, you could just go look it up. But there are definitely a lot of people who are no longer interested in the one drop rule because it's not only harming black women the most, it's also creating a weird dynamic where mixed people are speaking for black people and taking up a lot of space. And so I feel like you look at history, you can see it unfolding with Barack Obama. His presidency hinged on him being seen as biracial and black at the same time, which is not possible. There's no way to be biracial and black at the same time. They both mean very specific things. And so that's what I'm trying to offer as a mixed person who has a white passing parent and has a black father. I'm not either of them. Their experiences are nothing like mine. My white passing mom, we do not have the same experience. We're both mixed, but my white passing mom is benefiting from white supremacy. My deep dark, well, not deep, I guess I would say my father is brown skin. My brown skin father and I do not have the same experience. My father is a foreign black man who is from Jamaica. We don't have the same experiences. And so when me and my father go out into the world, we're not treated the same either. So I just want to be super candid that, like, when mixed people are speaking, we're trying to tell you from our experience, which is not like our mother or our father. Even if they're also mixed people,
we're usually not looking the same. And so, yes, in America, blackness should be resting in deep dark skinned people, but it doesn't. Unfortunately, blackness is resting in lighter skinned people. And again, the Beyoncés, people who we know are mixed, are people who do distort what blackness is by saying that we're all black or blackness has many looks. It doesn't. If Beyonce is a mixed person, how many more people do we get clear about? You get what I'm saying here? Like, if we acknowledge like there are mixed people who are playing in folk face, then we can start to get real clear about who is not black and who shouldn't be doing certain things. But because we live in a world where everybody could be black, because they said Cardi B is black now. Cardi B is black now. That's how bad it is. So yeah, me and with my white passing mama, oh, I'm leaving. I'm leaving. And I'm not leaving because I don't want to be black. It's not that. It's that I'm not black. It's that I could never be black. It's that I'll never be black. It's that nobody who looks like me is black. And I know some people don't want to hear that, but it's just the truth. Like, I am a mixed person. I have a whole mixed experience. And again, me, as soon as I started talking about anti-blackness, because again, being mixed didn't stop me from experiencing anti-blackness, but it did protect me from knowing what the fuck was going on for a long time. Like, I didn't grow up knowing white people were fucking anti-black. I grew up thinking white people were okay and that there were some racist people. I grew up thinking that there were some racist people out there. At this point, I'm understanding that we're all colonized, meaning that depending on how you look, you can use all different types of things to be harming people or not. Like, I am also colonized. Like, as a lighter skinned mixed person, I'm also an op. I'm an op just like white people are an op, but people don't see me coming. And that's the thing about it. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. If people started to see light skinned people who are mixed as ops, who will be an op now? Like, if you started to actually raise your standards for us mixed light-skinned people, if you started to say, you're not black, so what are you doing in black spaces? Like, are you supporting black people or are you just standing in the room benefiting in it? Raise the standards for us like you would raise them for somebody white. I promise you will figure out who the fuck should be in the room with you. And it's not us. It's not us. And if we are in the room with you, we should know our place. And I mean that with no disrespect or no malice. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot of light-skinned mixed people like myself, like a Kamala Harris, who can say all types of shit and smile in your face and go to every black event and put on kente cloth and have a doobie, a little motherfucking 27 roller wrap. We could do all that shit too, and we'll still not be black. Again, saying that you're black and Mexican, like, Mexican not a race. So is one of your family members mixed? So you're mixed and black? You're mixed. You're a whole mixed person. Again, I wish a lot of us would get clear about who we are, because then other people could start to get the fuck away from us and know that we're an op too. Because again, us mixed people saying we're black, there are some black people who be in rooms with us simply because we're lying and gaslighting, not because they want to be in the room with us. So again, I'm not saying that to be shady. What I'm trying to offer is that I'm 34 years old. If you need to know how old I am, I'm an elder. I'm an elder. And as a mixed elder, I don't want to be harming any deep dark skinned people. No, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. People say, do I feel this way? I definitely do. I definitely do. But here's what's more important. It don't matter how I feel as a mixed lighter skinned person. It doesn't matter, genuinely. Like, when I say things, I'm regurgitating what deep dark skinned people are saying. I am not offering my authentic thoughts. These aren't my thoughts. But I do hold what they're saying, and it does add up. And I've been listening long enough to see myself as an op in black spaces. Absolutely. And again, there are some people who don't want to hear that. There are some people that don't want to hear that because maybe their mom is an op. Maybe their granny a op. Maybe their uncle a op. Their favorite cousin a op. Maybe someone light-skinned around you has been showing up as non-black as fuck, but they've been invoking that they're black. Baby, it's just to be in the room with you, not to really do shit for anybody black. Again, these are things that I'm holding in retrospect. I did not always have this information, nor did I have anybody in my family who had this information. In fact, in my family, if you said this to any of them, they'll want to beat your ass, because for them, being black is a way to get community. It's not to be a part of any real anything. I feel like there are black folk in Polynesia. I feel like, again, naming certain places of the world, I need you to know that phenotype is what we're talking about. We know that I am not a black person because black people are mostly deep dark skinned. There are some lighter skinned black people, not as light as me though. Again, I know some people don't want to hear that, but it's unfortunate because if we listen to deep dark skinned people more, you would have heard this. Unfortunately, some of y'all are telling on yourselves that you're not listening to deep dark skinned people who are being critical of the one drop rule. That's fine, but you should get on it because, again, I'm not telling you this to hurt your feelings. I know some people are mad. I know some people are mad. I know some people are crazy. I know some people are not crazy. I know some people are mad at what I'm saying, but again, I know that what I'm saying is not something that I knew all the time or I heard all the time. So I'm not gonna I'm not gonna make it seem like I always was listening to deep dark skinned people. I wasn't. Did I always have information about colorism? No. Did I always have information about the one drop rule? No. And again, why would I? My family is invested in the one drop rule. In my family, it don't matter what color you come out, you're black. My mother looks like Meghan Markle, but whiter. Like whiter than Meghan Markle. And people have really had, been gaslit by her. My mom tells people, I grew up with my mom checking me to make sure I'm not telling people that she's white. Like, think about what that looks like. Can you imagine your mother looks white and you have to spend your whole life trying to tell people that she's not? Why was my mom using me to gaslight people? Because my phenotype was not white enough. I was just POC enough to tell people to be my mother's brown signifier. It's not about having it bad. It's about the psychological ramifications of that, of seeing someone white and believing that they're black. Studying my mother and trying to figure out what about her made her black at a certain point. Realizing I didn't want to be the brown person trying to cape for or vouch for the white passing person, because again I know there's only a few of you here that may actually really hear me, because again I know some of y'all will think like I'm trying to troll or be funny, but some of y'all know what that's like for like a white passing person or a mixed person to be around you and using you as the person to say no, they're black. Again, I used to fight to be seen as a black person because people would question me being black all the time, especially when I would wear wigs. They'd be like, you look Asian, you look blah, blah, blah. And it's like, yeah, I'm mixed. And I didn't want to be exotifying myself. Like, that's what I was telling myself at the time, is like, yes, I have a white passing parent, but I don't want to be the person that's saying, I don't want to be the person that's saying like I'm mixed, because at some point in the colorism convos that I was hearing, I was thinking that saying I'm mixed was the problem. I was thinking that saying I'm mixed in a certain tone was going to be like something that is not anything anyone wants to hear. And then at some point I started to listen even more and started to hold that there are people who say that they're mixed to invoke a certain energy, as if to kind of talk down to folk, whereas when I was naming myself as mixed, I was more so just trying to clarify that like I am not a black person, because I didn't want anyone to be thinking that I was trying to take up too much space, because again, I realized in my life at this point, I've lived two different lives. I've lived a life where I knew I was mixed, but at the same time, I thought incorrectly that by saying I was mixed, I would be causing harm, that I would be like harming people. Now I'm sitting with the discomfort of other people holding my mixedness and other people being upset with me, and it sucks because I feel like I didn't know that's what I was avoiding by saying I was a black person. I thought that like I was being in solidarity with black folk, at some point I'm realizing, oh, I'm causing harm, I'm erasing black women, I'm erasing black people, I'm actually doing the wrong thing. And unfortunately, I'm realizing that I was benefiting from being black. It was not ever a struggle for me to be black, in that people weren't harming me. How do I say this? I was in black spaces doing the right thing. And when I started to acknowledge myself as a trans person, a queer person, as someone who is mixed, a full, whole mixed person, not a fraction, not a, you know, I'm not a animal. I'm not a Chihuahua mixed with a a Dachshund. I'm nothing of the sort. That's when people started being like, "Sweetie, you're black," like as if I have mental health issues because I am naming that I am a full mixed person, versus before when I was saying I was a black person. And so again, there are some people that really do want mixed people to say that they're black, and I'm gonna hold that right now. There are people that think or thought and told me that I was not wanting to be black, and that's why I was saying I was mixed. And I was like, that's fascinating. But at the same time, I have to hold that there are black people who say that they're mixed because of exotification, privilege, white supremacy, not because they want to be a mixed person, but because of, what's being harmed. Sean, I personally don't give a shit about what you be saying. That's what I'll be reading on what you be saying. Rain, I love you so much. I'm going backwards. Okay, 54-year-olds can get blocked too. I love you. You think it's from connotation if you're emphasizing your mixedness, that mean you're ignoring your. And that's the thing. I don't feel like I'm ever emphasizing my mixed ancestry, but there have been moments where I said I was mixed, and I could tell people were like, just they did not receive it in a way. Like, and I'm not saying anyone should be receiving it any type of way, but it didn't feel like it was a neutral statement. It felt like I said something, and people were like really sitting with it, and it was kind of just like, damn. But again, that's the one drop rule for you. Like, and also I can't lie. Like, there have been times where like people were calling me a mixed person, and I was like, I'm not mixed, I'm black, and I was fighting for it because again, I didn't want to be seen as like that light skinned mixed person who's like in people's faces, like talking about pro black stuff and then being like, I'm mixed. Like, I really felt like there was no way for me to be mixed and also do what I do or talk about what I talk about. And that was my failure to actually be reading. But it also was not being a black person and not growing up in any kind of household where anybody could mentor me, care for me, really tell me anything. Like, I was really just told that, my white passing mom is black too. So we're all black. And again, that being taught to a child who, again, doesn't look anything like their mother, who's cosplaying as black, really set me up to really think that like I could understand anybody's life or experience. Like, there was just kind of like this way of like bringing me up where I just like didn't see whiteness as a limitation to like life that I do now. But again, is my mother that thoughtful? Why would she be? She's white. Okay, Cheryl, saying that you're lighter than you and you're black, white, Indian. You said you're black with Indian, then you're mixed. You're lighter than me and you're mixed. I don't understand why you're getting so mad. It's okay to be mixed, but why do people say black when their skin is clearly white? Like, yes, it's in the DNA, but the skin is white, the person is white. Like, no, Rain, it is gaslighting at this point. I feel like that's all it is. It's gaslighting, manipulation. It's also a way to make that person feel like their experience should be like they should be talking right now, and they probably shouldn't. Like, I feel like there's a lot of layers to like why people like gaslight, but I think for my mom, it's definitely like at least from my perspective, it feels like a cope. Like, my mom is not melanated. Like, even her brownest sibling is still lighter skinned, and so I just get a vibe like my mom. I think my mom thought like if I tell my kids to tell people I'm black, I'll be black now. I hate to say that, but I feel like growing up, my mom must have just been telling people over and over again like, oh, my father's, you know, my father's black, I'm biracial, and it's like her father's not not black. Her father's not biracial. Her father's 3/5 black, which is funny as hell because I literally just found out about the 3/5 black thing. Like someone like that dude from Love Is Blind saying that his like grandfather was 3/5 black and he has Nigerian in his family. I was screaming. This season of Love Is Blind is awful. Please don't watch it. It is a waste of your time. It's like so much happening and then the letdown of life. Like it's so awful. Love is a Woman, I appreciate you for saying that. Like some statements are wild. Like I remember hearing like when I heard for the first time most black people are deep dark skin, I didn't understand. Like I wasn't understanding that. I was sitting there thinking about all the black people that I was aware of that I'm like, they're not deep dark skin. And again, I know some people don't want to hear this. I know some people don't want to hear this. But when we talk about anti-blackness, we talk about harm happening, unfolding on this soil. Like we got to get clear about who it's happening to the most, and also why we're not talking about certain things. There's a reason why some of y'all have not heard about the one drop rule, and it's because there are so many people benefiting from it. They don't want to talk about it. The people that could talk about it, that it would actually make some noise, are the white passings who are literally passing into whiteness. But why would they do that now? You hear what I'm saying here? Why would they do that? And I think about that too. I think about how like my mother has the phenotype for protection. If my mother never says that she has black ancestry, ain't nobody gonna think that. They gonna think she Irish or some shit. She got some curly hair. They're not gonna think nothing other than white. And so if you have certain phenotypes, then yeah, you should be talking. Like that's why I'm holding that even though I'm not identifying myself as a black person, it's still so important. Even more so now for me to be hyper candid about anti-blackness, because while I was being candid about anti-blackness, while I was saying that I was a black person, people were hearing me. They were. But the ways that like people hear me now, completely different. It is weird how like the more I tap into my privilege of being a mixed person, the more people start to really unravel around me around anti-blackness and the concept of race, because really like mixed people, we are part of like the age of Aquarius and like the shifting of like how we're operating and living in this world. And I'm not trying to give us too much as mixed people. What I'm trying to offer is that when someone is mixed in a tribal system that is based on anti-blackness, it becomes very important for us to acknowledge how anti-blackness is operating in every room, because what's going to happen is us lighter skinned people are going to be allowed into the room at a much faster rate than deep dark skinned people. Like I have to really hold that a lot of the jobs I've worked, I've been the only brown person there, and I'm mixed. I have a whole white mom. And so I have to hold that there are times where I'm only in the room because I'm not black. And or rather because my black ancestry that they're able to visualize is enough for them to feel like I can be in the room and not make it too black, not make it too racial. And again, when I start to be candid about anti-blackness, that's about the time that I notice it's time for me to leave that room. Because if I don't leave that room, by the time they realize that I am not siding with my mother, because that's another layer to this, is like I know we saw Barack Obama and we saw how he had Michelle, and I want to be candid that us mixed people can really signal a lot of information when we're with a certain person. And again, it doesn't always have to be intentional, but I have to believe that someone who's a Leo running for president of the United States of America has to know what the fuck they're doing. So we're gonna give him a little credit. And so Barack Obama knew he couldn't go up there with no Becky, because they were gonna think that the white mama that had him is the influence behind his life. Him having a deep dark skinned black wife, unambiguously black wife, and saying he wanted to be the president of the United States. Sweetie, it's the way black folk trusted him. It's the way black folk trusted the fuck out of him. And again, it's not for black folk to feel any kind of way. Like, that man is not shit, and it's not y'all fault. But the way he operated in the public stage, it made you think. And again,
When you see somebody black dating anybody, it shouldn't make you think anything. You do not know that black person. You do not know that partner. You don't know them. And yet, what world do we live in? An anti-black one. And so it don't matter what you really see or really know. What matters is the projection or past experiences. So again, when we see somebody with somebody, we're gonna feel how we feel, we're gonna say what we think. But when we saw Barack with Michelle, we knew something, didn't we? When we saw Barack with Michelle, we knew something. And so again, it's one of those moments to just hold that, like, us mixed people are chameleons. We can be in a lot of different rooms saying a lot of different things. And what's scary is that there are some of us out there saying that we're black people while we're mixed. While you know we have a whole white parent, we can still perform in a way that makes you think we have a black soul. Somebody said that in the comment section recently, and it kind of irked me. They were telling me I have a white soul. And I was dying laughing because I'm just like, man, imagine thinking that somebody's soul is a race, that there's some performance of somebody's soul that like gives you race. Fascinating. But again, that's how deep white supremacy is. It got people really thinking that they could tell which one of the Maori sisters is fucking black and which one's white. Baby, they both mixed. They never gonna be black. They never gonna be white. They're gonna always be mixed forever. And again, if we made peace with the fact that some people aren't one or the other, then we could hold that the system that's saying this person deserves this and these people deserve that is bullshit. But that's the thing. That is the stall, is if you get enough mixed people to say that they're black too. And that's the thing too. It's like it still don't change anti-blackness. If anything, the colonizer has made it even harder to detect. Because if you're a mixed person, you might be like, is it anti-blackness? Would you even know? Would someone even tell you? I feel like that's really the point of all this conversation right now. Is that like if my white passing mama never told me shit, and she didn't, or rather, if my white passing mother ever bothered to communicate with me about her experience, which she never did, maybe I'd have a different experience. Maybe I'd tell you something different. But my white passing mother decided that she was going to spend her entire life telling people that she is black. And so because of that, I spent a portion of my life telling people I was black too. I spent a portion of my life telling people that my white passing mother was black as well. And at this point, I am realizing that none of us were black and that we were gaslighting and that we were part of harm. And I feel free from saying that. I feel good about saying that because it means that there are going to be some people who leave this live and know exactly why they don't fuck with that light-skinned person who's weird as fuck at work. They're going to realize exactly why their light-skinned mama is really on their shit list. They're going to hold that their light-skinned partner was really being quite colorist and anti-black because they don't understand what you were going through, because they're not black. They just have a black father. And I'm gonna leave you with this, and I hope you receive this. Some of us are only here because that bitch likes big black dick. And I want us to just decenter and dismantle from within this idea that because we came from a black penis, because we came through the worship of a black penis, that we are black too. We are not black. We are not black. The penis that brought us here was. That is all. I love you all. And I pray that we just do some more reading, do some more listening. One of my favorite creators on YouTube is Flower Tower, spelled exactly like that, FLOWERTOWER. Their content is delicious, especially as a mixed person who is trying to become in alignment with deep, dark-skinned black folk. I definitely don't want to be on some colonizer daughter shit, but if you have a white parent, you are the colonizer's daughter. And you got to think about what that looks like, because we are still on the plantation. You want to be the colonizer's daughter, trying to act like you just like the black folk here. You're going through exactly what the black folk here are going through. We're not. Having a white parent is protection. Like, my mother protected me, even though I did not realize it and I didn't know it. Her not telling me about white supremacy allowed me to live in a delusion. I'm not saying that it truly was protection, but she thought that that was protection. Her white self thought
that not telling me about white supremacy was going to protect me in the long run. And in ways, I'm grateful. I really did believe we all could be good people. We all could be kind to each other. I really thought for the longest time there was so much possibility. And at this point, I'm realizing that it's not on me to make possibilities for white supremacy. It's not on all of us to just be nicer to each other. Like, that's just not the answer to white supremacy. Unfortunately, and I know some people don't want to hear this, but there has to be war before there can really be peace. And I feel like, unfortunately, the colonizer has been waging a war for a lot longer than people even knew there was one. And so, for all of us that are new to the war, baby, just because you're new don't mean we're losing. It just means you're new. You just got here. It means you a new shift, maybe. It means maybe somebody can take a break and get back to fighting when they can, but it doesn't mean that it's over. In fact, history is full of shit like this. Lots of periods of struggle, death, pain, and then people recalibrate. But that last recalibration, bitch, I don't know when it was because it don't seem like we've been recalibrating for a while. However, I think that because a lot of the work that's being done is online, it's digital, it's internal, it's in the cloud, it's not going to seem like much. But I promise you, look around. The 6B movement, because bitch, the bitches is up to 6B. Look it up. 6B movement. Look up the fucking She Deserves the Purse movement. A lot of men destroyed it, and I'm sad about that. But even that movement existing should give you hope that there are people listening to what's happening and trying to make things better. There's so many people out there who are working to make the world a better place, and I'm sure you are too. There's so many of us out here who are just treating people better because we know better now. There's so many of us who are asking better questions because we know better now, right? That's part of the world becoming a better place. And us having access to information, honestly, is a big part of why the world looks how it does. Us being able to read, listen to each other, those are part of liberation. And these are things that were only happening in certain places because people could, be covert and connect in silence. At this point, we have to hold that we're being surveilled. And so we have to be covert in new ways. We have to, censor certain words or not say certain things or come up with words like unalive and M-worderer. Because, we have to outthink the fucking algorithm. But that's the beauty of it, is that we're not really dealing with people as much as computers now. Now we're dealing with a different type of intricate system, which means that the IRL, the in-person, it becomes way more important. And that is why I truly believe there's this push to have another lockdown. There's this push to, sensationalize, not to say that COVID is not real, just to say that, like, there's a desire to keep us in the house by any means necessary. And for a lot of us, at this point, even being in the house costing money, especially during the winter. Being in the house costs so much money during the winter, but it's the safest place to be, right? I know it seems like I'm rambling, but I'm just trying to say that nobody is wrong for not having all the information. That is literally a part of being alive. Gathering the information, part of it. So keep on gathering. I believe in you. I believe that people can shift, but I do unfortunately believe that white supremacy and late stage capitalism are the two things on our neck as humans, and we're going through a lot. We're doing a lot. Let me see. Because I wanted to go back, because I feel like people were saying a lot of things. Talia said, for those who commented, I have a deep dark skinned Latino relative, but a lot of light skinned or brown skinned Latinos call themselves black, and it's not the same. Ooh, Talia, say that shit. Say that shit. Thank you for saying what you said, Talia. Nobody owns an action or words or speaking. It's all just being creative and loving yourself. That's not true. There are certain groups who do own certain words. Which group do you feel more comfortable around? I don't feel comfortable around nobody, to be honest. I feel like it takes time to build comfort with people, don't it? But I will say this. I will say that I smile at everybody. And if they return it, that's cute. But 9 times out of 10, I will say that there are moments I have with white people where I wonder, like, why they feel so comfortable to talk to me. Like, there's moments where white people just start talking to me, and I'll just be like, man. Meanwhile, I feel like for the most part, Like when I see people of color, especially black folk, they mind their fucking business. Like if they speak, it's because they've already been speaking and they're being acknowledged. It's very rare that like a black person just invading space or just meanwhile white people, especially the older they get, they're just like, hi, pay attention to me, acknowledge me, care about me. And it's like, and I'll be obliging them because I'm just so like, wow, like what told you to talk to me? Like, what told you this? And like, maybe one day we'll ask that question because again, there's this older white woman that I saw one day in the store and she was trying to grab something and she couldn't reach it in her cart. And so I reached it for her and she said thank you. And then we struck up a conversation. And I've seen her at the store twice now. And the second time I saw her, I told her about this ice cream that I really like because she says she loved lemon. And I was like, bitch, I got some fire shit to tell you about. And so for the most part, we having a good, cute little time. But I do want to ask her, like, what made you feel comfortable to talk to me? Only because there are times where, like, white people will just be like it's, I don't know, there's just moments. But again, I'm not trying to pathologize white people. I'm just acknowledging that there are just moments where, like, white people feel so comfortable. And then there's moments where white people are just, like, horse blinders. And it's so funny. But again, I think it's probably more personal than anything. You're so, Rain, you're so fucking kind. Just thank you for loving on me and praising me. Um, y'all are sweet as fuck. Oh, love, y'all are super sweet. Listen, I be trying to give sources. I also share a lot of people's content on my Instagram and my story. I'm trying to get back on that, but I've been moving. I've been sleeping. I feel like I told you on the last live, I spent a year on an air mattress and sleeping in a real bed. It feels insane. It feels insane. It's, oh my god, and these sheets are so nice. Like, I'm definitely stealing a pair. Leave me alone. I love stealing, honestly. Like, oh my god, stealing from corporations feels so good. It just feels like I'm getting my lick back. But yeah, I'm definitely stealing a pair of these sheets because they're so fucking nice. Like, they feel like butter. Um, ooh, Talia, that part. Not asking people if they got a visa. Not horoscopes do not mean anything. Horoscopes mean whatever they mean. Leave people alone. Obama was so graceful that he was easily digestible for all. Mm. Michelle was really the president. Was Michelle really the president though? But I don't think Michelle was the president. I think Michelle was who black folk wanted to keep seeing because him having a black wife meant something to people. And we have to just hold that. That sometimes we see people with people, it's called like positive projection when you see people doing stuff that you would do or you like, or people that like, or just how if you like someone, it don't really matter what they do. You're gonna find a way to say it's a good thing. You're mixed, but in your area, if you're not passable, all black people are treated the same, mixed or not. Dancing on the Sun, I feel like here's the thing. When you're a mixed person, I personally don't believe it ever makes sense to say that you're being treated the same as black folk. Personally, I'm hearing you, but I just don't think it makes sense to ever say that us mixed people know what it's like to be black. We really don't. And I also want to hold that, like, if you are aware that you're a mixed person and you're aware there are black folk being harmed around you and you believe that you're being harmed in the same way, it would just make sense to just take a step back and ask yourself why you think that. Like, why do you think that as a mixed person you're being treated the same as somebody black? I don't want to know why you think that, but just maybe sit down and write down something for yourself and just write down what you think, because again, there's no way for us mixed people to ever know what anyone black is going through unless they're telling us, and that's only an individual's account. We cannot possibly know what black people are experiencing, especially if we don't know them. So just keep that in mind as a mixed person. It's something, again, I've not always held for myself. I've definitely spoken for black folk incorrectly. I've definitely been overstepping as a mixed person who's been graciously accepted into black spaces, but I feel like even saying that is not true. I feel like, unfortunately, the idea of a black community is really case to case. And so you can be in black folk business and think that you're a part of the black community. And so, with that being said, I believe I was truly just in black folk business, and I assumed incorrectly that I was welcomed. And unfortunately, a lot of us mixed people who do not have black family who really loves us or loves themselves or has any kind of fucking understanding of what the fuck is going on up over here on the internet streets, they're not going to come get your ass. A lot of us are going to be able to be on the internet saying all types of things. And I've seen some wild stuff. Like, I've seen some folks, like, there's this one woman that I've seen who's like mixed, who has a black father, and she be going on debates talking about like being anti-black as fuck, and using the fact that she has the phenotype to be seen as a black person to degrade blackness. And it's such a wild thing to witness, because I don't know how much she, and again, there's a part of me that wonders, like, for her, is this a grift? Like, are these her genuine feelings? And I don't know. And I think that's terrifying, right? That it's hard to know where us mixed people are coming from, because if we jump bad and say something really fucking awful, someone can easily say, like, oh, it's their white mom. Because I've done that. I've seen mixed people be demonic, and I'm like, oh, it's her. It must have been her white mother. And it's like, I totally took away the agency that she had to be a piece of shit, you know? So again, us mixed people can be dangerous, because people will be like, oh, well, they have a black dad, so they're cool. Or they got a white mama, so watch out. And again, both are not, I don't want to say both are valid, but I feel like one of them is more realistic. Like, somebody being wary of you because you have a white parent makes sense. Someone thinking you're cool because you have one black parent, nightmare. Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare. Again, imagine thinking somebody white was cool because they had a black parent. I couldn't imagine it. I couldn't imagine just thinking, like, yeah, you must be cool because two different races fucked. Like, what? No. That just make no sense. Sean, you could share any information you want right now, but you're not. You're just going back and forth with people being strange. Saying people are a Leo, it just means that they were born in either excuse me, August or September. Calm down. Why are y'all mad at me saying somebody was a Leo? Oh my goodness. My lord. Sean, you saying both your parents are African and saying notice you don't say black, I think it's important to acknowledge in this moment that people who are from Africa have not been socialized as black folk until they come to America. That is when they are black people. And that's just that on that. Blackness is not really, blackness is regional in that, like, blackness was created by white people in America. However, it was created by white people in America to define enslaved African slaves. So one thing we really probably shouldn't do is divorce people from Africa from the concept of blackness, because it literally was enslaved Africans being called black. So creating a new caste system of black American as something separate from African, it's not the case. However, the history and the socialization is a point of reference of and importance, because again, there are some black American folk who unfortunately aren't seeing their privilege. And I know some black American folk don't want to hear that. And it could be that I'm not the right messenger. That's fine. Like, there are people that will talk about black American privilege with you. That's okay. Please find them, though. Because again, being in America is privilege. Being a black American does mean that when struggles happen in America, or to black people in America, they are highlighted in a way that they're not highlighted elsewhere. Almost as if to say, these black people shouldn't be going through this. And it's fucked up, because again, no black people should be going through anti-blackness, and yet we know that it's unfolding in every continent. We know it's unfolding everywhere. And yet, when we talk about white supremacy, when we talk about anti-blackness, the spotlight it is on Black Americans. But what's worse is that the spotlight is on mixed Americans who are taking up space in Black spaces. And so there's an asterisk there that, like, while I do notice that there are some privileged Black American folk who are being uplifted in a particular way, a lot of them are mixed Americans who have Black ancestry, who are using their Blackness to be making more noise, triangulating more advancements for themselves and others. And again, if you look at Black leaders in certain, like, bitch, look up who's a part of the NAACP. Just look up the faces. Don't even type in no name. Just type in NAACP picture 2024. Go ahead. Any Black organization, there's always a handful or more or majority of mixed people. And again, the gaslighting around who is Black is par for the course. Because unfortunately, and I'm going to say this because it's important to say, when I started to acknowledge myself as a mixed person, there were a lot of things I no longer felt comfortable doing or saying or being a part of. It did change my life to take away my own delusion. Like, for not, and I didn't take it away. I was listening to Black folk who offered me an opportunity to shift out of delusion, which I appreciate. And again, if I wasn't listening to Black folk, I would not be here. If I wasn't listening to deep dark skinned people, I would not be here. And so I want to hold that, like, some of y'all don't want to be where you're supposed to be. Like, some of y'all don't want to hear that yet, and that's it's unfortunate. But I'm not gonna make it seem like when I was listening to people talking about the one drop rule, I wasn't like, dang, whoa. Like, it was fucking me up, but not in a way that is actually fucking me up. It was like making me think critically about the ways I've been erasing, ways I've been anti-Black, ways I've been harming. And so again, I don't say this lightly. I'm not saying this on some, like, oh, it's chill. It's not. I definitely had moments of, like, deep cringe. I probably will have some more. Like, there's some content that I watched and I'm like, damn, I was going in. Like, I feel like I said this a few weeks ago that I stopped saying the N word, and motherfuckers was like, what? Like, I didn't know you stopped. And it's like, yeah, because that's not the word I should be using. And to be candid, I didn't grow up saying that word. When I started saying it, my mom was very upset with me. And so again, I want to hold that there are things that I was doing to, just as if, it was something I should be doing, as if it's something that wasn't a problem. And I don't want to play like, this hasn't been like me trying to shift out of toxic behavior. Absolutely. And that's why I'm being candid about it, because there are so many other mixed people that I've met in my life that are, like, really, like, wayward. And again, so many of us have white moms. That's a really common denominator. Our white mother cannot possibly explain to us how evil of a system she's upholding. Our white mothers will never tell us how fucked up this system is. And again, even to expect my white passing mom to illuminate white supremacy, that's how delusional I am as a light skinned person. I'm like, why didn't that white lady tell me about all the evil white people? Again, most Black people don't think like that. Most Black people aren't thinking like, dang, why did that white person harm me? It's not a thought that they're having, because they're like, bitch, that white person's a threat. They're a danger. It's historical. What else more do we need to see? And again, getting to that point as a mixed person, it does scare white people, because white people don't want to hear mixed people say shit like this. That's why they're fucking brown people. They want to create new brown people who think they're cool. Folks keep on thinking that's a game out here. It's really not. Like, I've recently seen Black folks saying that, like, if they have a child with a white person, they're gonna still say their child is Black. And I'm like, the one drop rule getting worse. It's wild. Do-do-do-do-do. Not Kamala slept her way to the top. I'm crying. Both are trash, but my goodness. Oh, Talia, I really wish that the Clubhouse community would have like been able to maintain, but yeah, no. There were a lot of rooms that were exposing colorism and the one drop rule, and I'm grateful that I found them. Like, I'm just really grateful that I kept listening to black folk, but specifically deep dark skinned people, because again, I had and still have no idea what anything that's unfolding is like. I don't know what it's like to be a black person, and ever thinking that I knew is my like it's really just it's really disgusting, and I'm upset that like this is something that I'll have to talk about for my whole life, because unfortunately there are going to be people who are like, wait, you're not black? Because I went so fucking hard to say I was a black person. I went so hard to thinking that that was how I was in solidarity with black people by erasing black people. So I'm trying to be candid so that like other folk can get in alignment, because I haven't just been like chilling with this information. It's been something I've been trying to uplift. I've been trying to go, and if I see a content creator talking about this kind of stuff and like someone's trying to be bullying them, I try to uplift like what I've been hearing, because again, when we see white people saying on their platform anti-blackness is wrong, this is happening to this person and it's anti-blackness, when we see that, that's when shit will start to shift. It's sad, but I want us to just be paying attention to where the good news is going to come from. We're never going to, like, when we see men talking about men being rapists, men being harm doers, that's when we'll be hearing some good news. But as long as we're just hearing women talk about motherfucking rape culture, we're not hearing no good news. We're going to keep on hearing from the oppressed until we get to hear the good news. The good news is the oppressor fucking hearing us and saying what needs to be said next and doing what needs to be, more importantly, doing what needs to be done next. But that's a story for another motherfucking day, babe. Let me see. Oh my goodness. It's not dragging me down. Why would it be dragging me down to like not be erasing black people? I need some of y'all to really think about what y'all say, because this is the bare fucking minimum. It's so little to talk about how you're a colorist. It's so tiny to acknowledge that you are part of the colonizer's tools. Like, it's so little to say I am a part of motherfucking white supremacy. I'm a part of causing harm to black people. It's very tiny to say that. It's not derailing my life or causing me any harm or grief to say this. And I want folks to hold that this is the fucking bare minimum. Anybody white who can't say, like, I am a tool of white supremacy, that's probably not somebody that you should be fucking with. Because if they can't even acknowledge that they're a part of the fucking harm to you, what is the point of them? Again, I'm hearing deep dark skinned people when they say that us light skinned people are causing harm, and I want to hold that I will never know how much harm I'm causing. All I can do is check in and ask, like, are y'all good? Like, what, like, how can I show up? But in this moment, from all the pushback I received, I feel like I've said enough, truly, and I don't think I need to say too much more. But I want folks to just hold that I did not have all this information when I was born. Nobody sat me down and said, hey, I'm going to share something intimate with you. Like, I want y'all to know that I listen to deep dark skinned people because I don't want to harm them. I'm not trying to be the best light skinned person on earth. Nope. Just trying to be a light skinned person people don't have to recover from, especially deep dark skinned people who are already being harmed by us light skinned mixed people. And I think if you've never heard anyone deep dark skin talk about colorism, if you've never been listening, that is unfortunate. But I'ma help you, babe. One of my favorite content creators that I named before is Myowa's World, MAYOWASWORLD. They're on YouTube in long format, but I really love watching their content. It just makes me so happy to see them living and just existing. Sometimes I listen to deep dark skinned people and it just reminds me that we are really not living the same life. And again, this is not me trying to trauma dump or make it seem like I'm living so much better than deep dark skinned people, but it is to acknowledge that there have been moments where deep dark skinned people have said something so, just so profoundly awful to be fucking experiencing, and it just reminded me of so many other moments with a deep dark skinned person, And just sitting with how there have been moments where I thought a deep dark skinned person was being mean to themselves. But in retrospect, what I found is that that is what they have been told. And so they were expecting me to go along with what they believed based on what they were told about themselves. Like there have been moments where me as a lighter skinned mixed person acknowledging that I'm not black really had a dark skinned person, a deep dark skinned black person being like, thank you. Like, thank you for not gaslighting me today. Thank you for not causing harm. Like me holding what deep dark skinned people on the internet have said in my real life has shifted so many conversations with deep dark skinned people where they were candid to tell me I don't trust this person. Like there were moments, there were conversations deep dark skinned people have had with me that I don't think they've had with a lot of lighter skinned people because there was no moment where that lighter skinned person said, hey, like, do you feel safe? Like even asking a deep dark skinned person, hey, like, are they treating you good? Or like, how is this place operating? Like, is it giving anti-black? There are just conversations that I be having with deep dark skinned people that let me know that most of us are not bothering to ask. And that even when I do, I have to remember like I don't want to be a pedestal. I don't need pedestalized as a lighter skinned person who's listening because I'm doing the bare fucking minimum. I'm not saying none of this so any of y'all think highly of me. I want y'all to be operating in a similar fashion. Like if you're an able-bodied person, like you don't need a device, a chair, and you see somebody with a walker, a cane, and they're reaching for something and you can reach it for them, why not help? Like there's just little things we could do in our day-to-day to remind other people who are not privileged in the way we are that, you know what? Yeah, it's okay to need help and to show it and to expect it. And so with that being said, I'm gonna read the rest of the comments. I'm probably gonna dip. But yeah, I don't think that any of us are special. I think that it's really important for us to acknowledge that we can't do everything. That's true. But we could do some things. Like something as small to you as getting a can from a high shelf to that person in the wheelchair is everything because they were about to have to maybe wait for to ask somebody who actually worked at the store to hit up that aisle. And so there's just ways that we're not all existing in the same way. And so we all need different accommodations. And so for deep dark skinned people in America especially, but abroad as well, there's a desire for a lot of us lighter skinned people who have mixed ancestry to just be candid and say we're mixed and go. Because we see with the conversation around Zendaya being the most Googled black woman, that's misinformation. Zendaya is the most Googled woman of color. Sure. Top five most Googled woman of color. But she's not the top black woman being Googled. She's not. And that's okay. We don't have to we like black women don't need Zendaya to represent them. And I feel like that's an important thing to acknowledge. Black women don't need lighter skinned mixed women to represent them. They really don't. And so the longer that we play this game where we act like we don't know who's black, we're actually playing with deep dark skinned women and little girls and little boys and queer people that we cannot describe their genders and names just yet. But we'll learn to describe them. But those folks are being harmed. There are little black girls who look at the Beyoncés of the world and want to look like her and maybe might want to bleach their skin. They may want to look like a different type of black person, not realizing that's a mixed person gaslighting them. I just want y'all to hold that there are so many children who are on the internet with us. Some of these children are in these rooms listening to some of these combos, watching some of these videos, and they're hearing about the one drop rule from black folk who are deep dark skinned who are experiencing it. The conversations that have been happening in the black community so quietly are being broadcasted out. And unfortunately there are a lot of conversations that are happening that illuminate just how much harm has unfolded from white supremacy. And so I hope folks realize like I don't think anyone who has been told that they are black and is not really a black person was wanting to cause harm. I truly believe that. But I do think that once you know that you're not a black person, once you're aware that you have black ancestry, but you are not black, I do believe that you start to understand a little bit more why it was important for you to not be saying that shit. Why it was and so important for you to be saying that you are mixed. And I feel like, at least from my own experience in life, that's what's been happening for me. Almost every single day that I choose not to gaslight black folk, something happens in my life that reveals to me like why it was so important for me to not be doing that. Conversations happen with certain people, information and intelligence is shared in certain ways because people can actually see me in real life. They're not, you know, side-eyeing me like she thinks she's black. It's awkward. We don't want to, make her mad. Like, that's another thing too. It's like the ways that like some of us mixed people can be so fucking ugly when people know that we're not black. And I'm holding myself accountable here because I've definitely been upset that people didn't think I was a black person when I was telling them I was, when I was gaslighting them. And so again, while it's not a desire to cause harm, at this point, that doesn't mean I won't. So I feel like there's not much more to say. I'm just trying to get through the comments because I've been kind of talking longer than reading. And so that's why we're still here. Definitely free Palestine. So when I asked what the one drop rule was, the one drop rule is that it was basically a I'm not sure who created it, but apparently the one drop rule is the idea that if you have one drop of black blood, that makes you black, which is awkward because there are a lot of white people who have some black ancestry. But what I want to offer is that whiteness is a mutation. I truly believe. Like, that's my conspiracy Dr. Umar thought, is that whiteness is a mutation and that most people in the world are not white, and yet they have the largest hold on resources, population, for a reason. I truly believe the mutation has truly believed that it was under attack. And I hate to say this, but I truly believe whiteness has gaslit itself into believing that it is in harm's way. And unfortunately, it has decided that black folk and brown skin folk and deep dark skin folk specifically are the culprit of like, or who could. And again, there's a part of me that thinks about the racial mixing of everything, right? That like creating a white child, like two brown people creating a child that's white, very rare. Two white people creating a child that's white, not rare at all. Two black people creating a child of different colors, pretty rare, depending on how they're looking, obviously. But usually, two brown skin people are gonna make a brown skin child. It's not always, but again, when we're talking about black folks and not mixed folks, and again, that's a whole other layer too, is like me and my brother look completely different. Like my brother is brown skin and I'm not. And people never thought my brother was mixed growing up. People would see my mother and would be like, "Oh, that's your mom." They'd do the same to me, but they would think that I was mixed. My brother, who is younger than me, never got seen as mixed. And my brother, who's younger than both of us, people would see him as mixed because he's white passing as well. And so, with that being said, when you're a mixed person, you can look all different types of ways. And I think, again, that's why we have that conversation about the one drop rule, is like there are mixed people fucking other mixed people, having mixed children, and calling them black. Everyone in the whole family saying that they're black, when in reality, they're not all black. But within the world we live in, the tribal system of whiteness, because again, once whiteness declared, we're the best and we have pointy noses and we have no lips. Like, once whiteness defined itself by diminishing, by the lack of color, the lack of lip, the lack of curve, the lack of so many things, when whiteness said I don't have it, basically said if you have these things, you are automatically the bad thing, the other, the marginalized. And so whiteness literally demonized blackness, literally said blackness is not human. And so the one drop rule is really the defining factor in, converting certain people into enslaved. When you tell someone that they're 3/5 of a human, or they're, because that's what it was said, like black people were supposed to be seen as 3/5 of one whole person. And so if you're fucking someone who's only 3/5 of a person and you have a baby with them, that child becomes part human, part not. And so I truly believe the one drop rule is to explain why somebody who has a black great grandfather is still not human. And so now in this world we live in now, it's flipped a bit. Now if you're a mixed person, you're seen as more human from what I've experienced. You're seen as someone who knows more, understands more, just by being born from a black dick and a white pussy. That's fascinating, isn't it? That people would rest information in that experience. It's fascinating to me in a kind of way. Because again, I truly believe having a white mother is actually torture, especially when you're non-white. I'm sure there are white women who agree with me, but having a white woman as a mother is actually awful because white women don't have a lot of nurturing that they're taught. Like in this tribal system of race, white women are literally just the softer, like violence. And when I say softer, I just mean that a white woman will never usually kill you with a gun. She will use a cell phone to call the police to kill you. Like white women's violence and patriarchy is to be seen and not heard. If a white woman is gonna harm you, you will 9 times out of 10 never see it, hear it, feel it until you are dead. And then you're not seeing, hearing, feeling anything. So again, white women's attack on you and the white women's position in the patriarchy is literally as attack dog number 2. It's definitely not as the softer sex or anything of that sort. But again, with saying that, like, when we talk about white supremacy, we're talking about a series of like practices. Like that's what race is. Race is practice. It's praxis. So whiteness rests on the practice of being inhumane towards people who are non-white. Whiteness exists in this spectrum of not being black. And so whiteness says black people are evil and marked by Ham and they're black because of some biblical fucking tragedy. Like when whiteness created like the idea of God being white, when whiteness created the concept of God and like when like the concept of religion in the colonial way was introduced, they really set themselves up. Because narcissism, when you actually like realize like what narcissism like is like unfolding, you really start to see like how sad motherfuckers is. Like again, dismantling white supremacy only has me sitting with how much we're dealing with a bitter, calcified spirit of depressed and latent any kind of anything. Like there's just no real desire to be anything. Like notice that whiteness is a series of what they're not. Whiteness said we have no melanin, we are better. Whiteness said we have no booty, no lip, we have nothing outside of the caves, but we're something. Again, the delusion of whiteness is really what we're up against, and that's why some people are fighting so damn hard when really it's just a knowing. Like once you know that like you never deserve none of this shit, then you start to really look at white people like, wait, why did you think that? And then you have to hold how white people must feel inside historically to ever think anyone deserved that. Like just think about it. Unless you are a naturally violent person, like you naturally think violence is the answer, you're not gonna be able to understand it because it's not understandable. So then you have to hold like, why do white people think that like enslavement is the answer to anything? Humans are animals. Okay. We're not all the same race. Like that's the thing about being white. That's the thing about being white. We're not all the same race. Like even the idea that like within the concept of like humanity we're all the same, like it's just not true. Because again, if that was true, other races, like other people of different skin tones would have done the same shit. They weren't. White supremacy is a very isolated system from the rest of other systems of motherfucking punishment and harm. There was no system like this. It's one of the cruelest systems that's still unfolding to this day. And it's funny because they be trying to talk about white supremacy and chattel slavery like the shit ended. And it's just like, girl, that's the thing about it. Whiteness never gonna allow y'all, white people, to get the whole tea. White supremacy really does waste white people time too. Cause it makes white people think we're still good people even though we're part of this. Like white supremacy really make y'all delusional about what the fuck y'all really are doing, what y'all really got going on. Honestly, like white supremacy really does harm white people in a way that y'all don't see, and that's another reason why you have to listen. Because if I didn't bother to listen to deep dark skinned people, I not only wouldn't hear how much harm I can be causing to deep dark skinned people, I also wouldn't hear how much harm light skin privilege and colorism was doing to me as well. And this is not me trying to take up space in a conversation around colorism because I will never be the most harmed when it comes to colorism. What I'm offering is that colorism dehumanizes me as well. If I ever think as a lighter skinned person that I'm better than other folk because I'm lighter skinned, that's the moment that I really lose my autonomy, and that's the moment that I depersonalize myself by thinking that all light skinned people are on the same type of time. It's not I know it's not true, but if I ever think to myself like, oh, and give too much to it, you can really start to lose your humanity and start to think that you're just existing to be consumed. Because the whole point of light skin privilege is to acknowledge how people are looking for the desire, for the sole purpose of putting them somewhere to be seen. Like the whole point of the privilege of lighter skin and white skin privilege is to be perceived. And so, with that being said, I have the privilege of people desiring to perceive me or desiring to offer me some opportunities. There are a lot of lighter skinned people who are offered opportunities simply because we are not deep dark skinned, but also asterisk because we are not white. In the world that we live in today, of people being extremely anti-black and colorist, in this way that is extremely online, there are white people looking for non-white people to share their brands and to build their company up. And so when we're dealing with a white supremacist world that is colorist, and you notice how deep dark skinned people have to do so much more to be visible, it is very much telling how a lot of these corporations will go out their way for white and lighter skinned people. And there will rarely be any deep dark skinned people invited to these brand trips or invited to these events. And on top of that, fuck the fact that we do not know what all deep dark skinned people's wage is. There is a projection on deep dark skinned people that they cannot possibly afford to do these or those things. And so even being in the room without people projecting on you, it's not a given. And so with that being said, there are a lot of things that deep dark skinned people are experiencing that I can't possibly name because I'm not a deep dark skinned person. But the few things I was able to uplift that I've been hearing before is just to again acknowledge that like when we're listening to deep dark skinned people, we're hearing that colorism is not just real but it's systemic. We're hearing that the devaluing of deep dark skinned people is also fucking dangerous for deep dark skinned children and elders, because deep dark skinned people are fucking worthy of caring for and loving on right the first time. There's no reason why we should be harming deep dark skinned people, and yet we live in a world that really does think it's acceptable. And also, we live in a world where people will try to fight you about the one drop rule or try to make it seem as if light skinned people and mixed people can be black when most of us are not, and it's okay. But what's not okay is how much we run with our black ancestry from our father, or our black ancestry that's unfortunately very mixed. And so, with that being said, we have a mixed lens, and for some reason, we're gaslighting people about that reality when it would make the most sense to be candid. Because when you have a mixed lens, you are coming from a different place than a black person. It's just the truth. Rain, that part. You're entitled to your opinion, but it's also the way you express it. Heard. We all do rain. It's pushed every day here. Oh, Ron Perron saying that none of us were there when there are black people alive experiencing anti-blackness, which is a direct relation to enslavement. It's just, again, it's a reminder that it is harm. There's a reminder that there's harm unfolding. Masuda, I appreciate you for even enduring this convo. I know that there's probably even me. Just thank you for being here. But yeah, no. Ron, I want you to hold that there are still black people being harmed till this day. Thinking that chattel slavery was a one-time thing and many other forms of harm are not still unfolding because of it to this day, that is your privilege unfolding. Again, so many of us mixed people and lighter skinned people and white people, we will really say anything and people will either ignore us for their own mental health and safety, or people will just get the fuck away from us, which I am so grateful for. But again, that there's not enough people, there's not enough ways to get away all the time. And so, Ron, I'm gonna have to get you up out of here because you saying that we all have things going on, it's just, yeah, no. Rain, I'm sorry about that. I love you so much. Free Palestine. Um, Again, Rain, I appreciate you for real. Like I was behind in the convo. Masuda saying you're confused, saying that because enslaved Africans sold folk into that were sold to America by other Africans. Let's be candid. Let's be candid here. Let's be candid here. Are we going to look at the African folks who sold folks already within their nation state? Or are we going to look at the white people who created a new superhighway for enslaved folk to become even more devalued? Like, I feel like in the context of history, I don't think that we can really look at the people who supplied the chattel as bad as the people that were in need of the chattel to supply their entire empire. Like, if they didn't create this was still going to be happening within the country. But what was happening within the country was not chattel enslavement. So I do side eye any person saying that they're from Africa, naming that they're African ancestors, or that any other Africans are part of the slave trade in any real good faith way, because in that moment you're making it seem as if these Africans who weren't enslaved were on the same level as the colonizer. They never were. And honestly, let's be candid. If you're aware that your family was being sold by other Africans, we have to hold that those Africans maybe got to. Like, we have to hold that in this whole situation. That at some point they might have been a Donald Glover. They might have been a Kanye for Trump. They might have been doing that. They might have been a Candace Owens. Sure was. Might have been a Shannon Sharp. You think they gonna maintain that level of motherfucking up there? Fuck no. That's the thing about fucking being involved with white people as a non-white person. You really risk everything for that. It's really unfortunate, but I see Shannon Sharp just going. And again, I genuinely think because he has a diverse cast of people that he brings on, he gets away with more. Because he not just pandering to black folk. I'll say that. The the Cat Williams interview really did propel him in a particular way, but also the ways that he's been able to operate for a long time as a whole, like Tory Lanez fan. He had said something slick about Megan Thee Stallion. It was very awkward. So yeah, there's just, again, there are folk that have access in a particular way and they're moving all types of ways. It don't mean they're not gonna get ate up too. And that's the thing about it. You can be a part of a marginalized community and still try to sell out other folk and end up just fucking yourself over. It happens all the time. So I'm not trying to like do too much, but I feel like it's not worth it to me to talk about folks who are selling folks from the continent of Africa, because if I'm being super candid, the only reason why they had the ability to sell anybody out the country is because the colonizer set it up. If the colonizer didn't set it up, he wouldn't be able to do that shit. And the colonizer didn't just, and we can't say that African folk were enslaving people for the first, that was the first time anyone ever saw enslaved people. No, no, no. And so again, I'm holding that, there are some people who want to be mad at African folk. Okay, let's be more mad at the colonizer for even putting them in that position to where it was lucrative to sell people who look like them to something that they had never seen. Like that's the whole other layer to this. It's like we acting like the Africans that were in Africa saw how chattel slavery was going and knew that they didn't want to be a part of it. And to be honest, at some point enslaved African folk were like, yeah, like at some point Africa was like, yeah, y'all doing the most. Y'all can't be doing this no more. And you know what they started doing? They started just breeding people. Like honestly, like the slave trade was not just about breaking black folk. It was also about solving a labor shortage. And that is why you see what you see today. That's why you see no birth control. They're like, fuck it. We want y'all to know. We want y'all to be sexually assaulted. However we get this labor force. Like that's the thing. There was never any hard correct after chattel enslavement. There was no hard correct. That's why it's happening again. And when I say happening again, I mean that they're trying to find a way to enslave vaginas. They're trying to find a way to enslave the vaginas of every femme person. And they're trying to find a way to, again, like the way the money is fluctuating, like, bitch, you think it's a reason why more motherfuckers ain't on the internet now, just focused on the internet, just at their house on virtual reality, escaping, disassociating? You think there's not a reason? Bitch, can't nobody afford to go outside? You go outside, you just gotta spend $10 at least. You cannot go outside for free no more. You go outside, you start getting thirsty as hell, don't you? They want $6 for water, bitch. I'm telling you, you cannot leave the house these days unless you want to get hurt. Unless you want to be starving out there, thirsty out there. Good God. Anyways, I know I've been talking for a long time. Why are we examining slavery? We're really not examining slavery. Somebody said something fucking anti-black. Exactly. Good morning. Not Cat Williams saying the white baby ain't his. You got me screaming. There is a labor shortage. Like, y'all don't see that shit? Okay. No, the comments are wild as hell. Is Love is Blind good? Listen, I'm gonna just let it go because I don't care. I don't care if people don't want people. I really don't think anybody has to agree with what I'm saying. People do not have to agree with me or fuck with me in any capacity. Like I really don't. I really don't believe that. I just be yapping. I'm just a yapper. Y'all think that Love is Blind Habibi is good? Okay, well I might check it out then. But I just feel like the Love is Blind in general, I'm kind of off of it. I'm kind of like, damn. I just feel like this last one really pissed me off because, like, Ramsey's being a creeper, fucking Tyler having some babies without saying shit. Like, there's just so many people. Like the season 7 of Love is Blind, Made me want to fucking cry so bad because there are so many women on there that seem really genuinely trying to get married, and all the men that they set them up with were shitty. It was so sad, bitch. Like, I'm literally so sad. I'm so hurt. Love is Blind is a love show on Netflix. It's a reality dating show. Yeah, season 7 is not worth your time. It's honestly, it's so bad that I just started reading Reddit and was shook. Like, the Reddit is going in on season 7, like, badly. And again, it was not good. There were a lot of men lying, a lot of men just doing weird ass shit, very strange things, like, honestly. And it's so sad because there's so many women devastated. So many women devastated this season. I want to beat people up. I want to fight. I want to fight. Yo, Tyler claiming his kids were sperm donations. I knew something wasn't right when he said that because I'm like, why would gay folk like let you give them your sperm to create a baby and you gotta be in the baby life? Like, it don't make sense. Like, him even telling her, let me know there was something deeper happening. Because it's like, why would you need to tell somebody about a sperm donor? Why would you need to do that? You know? But it is what it is. I just feel sad for her because Ashley and her daddy, she had her daddy whole face, and her daddy over here talking about some, you have my blessing. Why the fuck would any parent give their blessing that early? Between me and you, I would say, like, yes, we could get married. I don't know, bro. No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. Nook, thank you for even being here and talking about it. Because, again, I binge watched up to, like, episode 12. I did not finish the season. I refused. Like, I just started spoiling it for myself because I'm like, this is too much. Like, after Taylor was crying over Garrett big too fast, I was like, Because Garrett ugly as fuck. Like, that's what really made me mad. Like, I was like, she really settling for this very ugly white man. Like, very basic looking white man. And she really settling for him. And I'm like, girl, he gotta have some money or something. My God, he is goofy as fuck. And then who else on the show? Tim and Alex. Oh my God. I want Alex to just run. I want Alex to run so bad. And fucking, oh my God, Marissa being sexually assaulted damn near on camera. Oh my God, Ramses is fucking weird. And like, low key, like, Ramses, I'm not gonna lie, he seemed really charming. But in retrospect, I feel like that's the whole point of him coming on the show. Let's be real. You wanna see the zombie lemon? I'm crying. I'll show it to you. It's sitting right next to me, bitch. I'm gonna, like, just let it sit in this Tupperware. It is so insane. I've never seen... Oh, it smells so bad. It smells like fucking, like an onion. I deadass thought this was black garlic when I first seen it. Not the comments were covering it. I'm crying. Yeah, no, it's pretty gross. It's pretty disgusting. Lime, how about you do a backflip for us? Tell us how it goes. It's, like, kind of beautiful, like, in its own disgusting way. Like, I could see someone painting it, and it would be nice. But, yeah, no, it's art. I'm crying. I'm so sad. Like, there's nothing like... I've never seen anything like that before. I've never seen a lemon rotted like that. It makes you really think, though, about how they store food. I really don't want to go down that rabbit hole, though, because I'd be really wondering, like, how our food supply works, you know? And I don't want to think about it because I feel like it's a lot of freezing things and hoping that things are okay. I don't think it's a lot of knowing for sure. Because, bitch, the honeydew don't be fucking ripe. They be cutting into it. I'm like, I don't think they be knowing. You know witchcraft when you see it. I'm crying. Nuck, you funny as hell. Not you like limes, more lime. I thought about getting limes too today, but I don't know about you. I feel like limes don't always be juicy. Like, sometimes they be kind of dry inside. I'd be like, damn, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, food is... I mean, I don't even think it's people don't care. I think, like, we're just so broke. Like, if I'm being super candid with you, I'm, like, this close to just, like, eating chicken tenders and mac and cheese, like, every day. Like, I'm this close to just finding a good place to get chicken tenders and mac and cheese and just going there every day. And honestly, you know what sucks? Right now, Whole Foods is the only place that has that have that combo. I feel like there's this other place, but they're way more expensive than Whole Foods, which feels insane to say, but it's true. But I'm being so fucking candid. I really just want to eat chicken tenders and fucking mac and cheese every day. That's all I want to eat, and I'm gonna try to find the way to do that the cheapest I can, cause I can't. Like I'll eat veggies. I feel like I'll have smoothies for my vegetables. Like I feel like I'll get a good like I have a good blender right now. I feel like I'll worry about getting my veggies and my fruit in my blender. I'll do a morning smoothie of like veggies and some like lemon and some fruit. And at night, I'll do something like a sweet potato. You know what I mean? Something more protein heavy and more filling. But like a nighttime smoothie full of like maybe rutabaga and fucking spinach. I don't fucking know. But I just, now I wanted to see the rotten lemon. I'm fucking crying. I'm crying. Not Whole Foods has rooms for rent. Stop. Stop. I'm so terrified, but I'm also so fucking intrigued, bitch. Imagine sleeping so close to those chicken tenders. I hate to say this, but the chicken tenders at fucking Whole Foods are so good. I don't know what they use. Lamb chops, asparagus, potatoes. Ooh, that sounds like a good smoothie. Don't worry about my arteries. Like, I feel like that's the thing about being fat that's so annoying. Like, we really live in a world where, like, no, you're fine, babe. But listen, I don't give a fuck what people be saying. But we really live in a world where, like, people will see a fat person and be like, I want to talk to them about their health. Like, thin people are so evil. Like, they don't even see how evil they are. And it's so sad. Like, imagine thinking that someone wants to hear your opinion about their body, their health. Like, are you okay? You know what I mean? Like, I be wondering that shit. I be really wondering that shit. But there's no need. There's no need. Y'all can just be quiet. Like, I swear, some people, I don't know what it is. Like, skinny people really want to be doctors when they see a fat person. It's just the way. Oh, DKB, I'm fucking screaming. I'm screaming. I literally just showed you the fucking lemon again. You are so fucking cute. I'm crying. I want to see the zombie lemon. You are so adorable. Happy holidays to all of y'all. Fat phobia is crazy. I don't disagree with you. DKB, don't worry. I got you. I got you. I'm so fucking crying. Like, I literally pulled it out again and it smelled so stinky. Like, it smells like pure onions and like death. Happy Diwali. Yeah. You're so good. I'm fucking crying. Just thank y'all for being kind and loving. I'm crying at the fucking little light. Okay, anyways, thank y'all for being sweet. Thank y'all for being here. Tonight has been a mess and silly and funny. I'm gonna leave up the live because I'm gonna fucking laugh probably so hard when I watch the shit back. In like 10 months, I'm gonna come back to this shit and be like, bitch, remember when you were high as hell in that motherfucking hotel? I can't wait. But yeah, I'm gonna go get high again and I'm gonna go fucking soak in the hot tub or the tub up here. There's no hot tub here, which is slightly sad, but it's okay. And then hopefully by the time I'm done soaking, Dane will be back and we're gonna eat breakfast and then go run some errands finally. I'm really excited to get shit done though. It's really been sad. It's really been sad how my business is going, but I'm really excited to like move into my new house and like finally start over, like not be worried about if the police are gonna come, if my old roommate's gonna pop up on me, just nothing, you know? Like, I'm really looking forward to just like living somewhere and not stressing. Y'all pray for me because, ooh, even though we're doing this, there's a tiny part of me that's wondering like what it looks like to get out of our lease if we want to leave early. Only because I don't necessarily, it's like, I'm happy for right now. But I know by next year, I'm going to be looking, I should not jump the gun, but yeah, I want to have my own bedroom so bad. Like, just so bad. Like, so bad. Like, I love sharing space with Dane, I really do. But I really can't wait to have my own bedroom again. Like, I can't wait to just decorate my own space. Like, it's gonna be hella fucking, like, it's gonna be, like, low-key as fuck with mad fairy lights. And there's gonna be a nice-ass candle in there that smells good as fuck. And there's gonna be, like, maybe a wind machine. I don't know. But there's definitely gonna be, like, a little nook where I can play Sims. I really can't wait. Yes. Rain, don't play. Don't play. Let's get a place. Let's get an apartment. Do not play. Um Love, thank you for being kind. Yes. Anyways, I'm about to go the fuck to sleep. I'm gonna go to sleep probably, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to push myself. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for being kind. I know tonight's been a whirlwind, but I'm glad we had it. Anyways, good night. Bye.